Football, baby! Football! Yes, sir! Like Jack Whitaker. Some of you don't know who that is, but that's all right. Yes, sir! That's how we do it, babe. Football season. Hey, by the way, Big Sills time, right on time. How you all doing? By the way, hit that like button. Super chats go to the top. Man, do we have a show lined up for you today. At 4:30, the legendary Philadelphia Eagle, former head coach of the Chiefs and the New York Jets, Herm Edwards, will join us, and we'll talk with the coach and get his opinion on what's going on around the National Football League and what he thinks of the golden boy, Jalen Hurts. Also, Jaden Daniels. Man, the disrespect of Hurts continues nationally. Not me. Not me. But nationally, the disrespect continues. We'll explain here in a minute. Hit that like button. Super chats go to the top, my friend. All right. Hey, how about this tomorrow? Indianapolis and Baltimore, I believe, tomorrow. Then it's Cincy and Philly, and also Vegas and Seattle. Those are the teams that are on your schedule for Thursday football. Obviously, Friday and then Saturday. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, too. Next week, it's Browns. I misspoke yesterday on the program. I thought they were going to have a practice, but they're not. That's the Browns next week that they're going to do that to. So do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. And now, truth, justice, and Big Sills. Like only Big Sills can. We are ready, my friends. All right. So I'm going to put one thing down to bed right now. Okay. Sometimes you hear things, and I'm not going to mention any people any longer. I'm just not going to do it. Okay? I'm just going to throw this out here. So let me ask you this. If the Eagles thought that Cooper DeJean could play corner, why aren't they playing him at corner? Because what? He's more valuable at safety. Okay, well, let's take that into consideration here. How many times do you hear the name Kyle Hamilton or Jesse Bates when you're in the conversation as the best players in the game? Hamilton's a great player. You're not, and if you were drafting, let me ask you this. If you were drafting, who would you take in the draft? Kyle Hamilton or Patrick Surtain? Who would you take? It's really not an argument. It's really not a debate. You wouldn't take Kyle Hamilton, who's the best safety in football and is as versatile as Cooper DeJean. The kid's a great player. I'm still taking Surtain. Every day, every night. I'm taking Derek Stingley over him. I'm taking Sauce Gardner over him. Lockdown corners that can play press and zone, give me a break. It's not close. Okay? It's not. So don't try to tell me that the safety position is more valuable than the corner position, because it is nowhere near that. The value positions, as I tell you guys, is corner, edge, pass rusher, left tackle, center, QB, receivers. Those are the premier positions in the National Football League. Get this. You see this right here? You don't debate something like this because it's ignorant. Q over Surtain, nobody in the NFL would think that. Like ever. Today, August 6th, that's not a conversation. A press corner versus a zone corner and a guy who actually is the best guy in the sport is stupid. So there's really no debate. He's not near that guy. Patrick Surtain is one of the best football players in the sport. He'll go down, when that list is done, that the player, he'll go down as a top 10 NFL football player. As a top 10 player, let alone the fact he's the best corner. I mean, that conversation is not debatable. I'm not even entertaining that. It's so stupid. But I will say this. We said this from day one. Cooper DeJean is a safety. And that's where he's going to play. If he plays anywhere else outside of that nickel, it will be safety. And he will be a great football player at that position. No shame in that. I don't know what the problem is. Are you considered one of the better defensive backs in football if you play a safety position? Yeah, for your position, you are. The best players in the secondary are at the cornerback spot, not at the safety position. Now, I will say this to you. The guy in Tampa, Winfield, remember something? He was the highest paid defensive back in all of football, and he's a safety. So when Jason Light gave him that contract, he made him the highest DB in all of pro football. That includes corners. So when that guy's playing top flight football, by the way, how many people believe that Cooper DeJean is better than Winfield Jr.? Just so I know who not to have a conversation with today. Who thinks that Cooper DeJean is better than Winfield? I'm just curious. Who thinks that? Okay, so we won't talk to this guy today. We won't talk to this guy today. We won't talk to this guy today. We won't be talking to this guy today. This is true. Okay? This is true. David. That's right. Potential to be that guy. Okay? Yeah, we will not be talking to those folks today when you're breaking and making asinine comments like that, because I'm not getting myself into a twist over ridiculous takes any longer. That's not happening. Now, here's another one. This is a good one here. Cooper has a great ceiling, right? He could become better than Winfield. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Sills, when Herm Edwards comes on, can you ask him if he sees a little bit of John Lynch in him? Yes, I will. I know he likes him. James. Yeah, there's no more debating these people because we're going to start singling them out. Okay? It's not happening. It's just not happening. Okay? Get this. They're not building that defense around Cooper DeJean. They're building that defense around Jalen Carter. That's why $40 million is going to that guy. Stupid take again. He starts the day off on an L. Damn, dude. You're building your defense around Cooper DeJean and not Jalen Carter? You got a fucking problem. And you're also building it around a unit in line. Get this. Carter and the linebackers are more important than Cooper DeJean and Vic's scheme. Do you know that? The reason they became number one is because why? Linebacker play was exceptional and the defensive tackle play was great. That's what affords those guys. Again, we're debating idiots, and I'm not doing it. I got more things to fry here on this. Let me stay on Cooper DeJean for a second. How many people believe that Cooper DeJean is a weapon? That the Eagles have a weapon where they can versatilely use this guy anywhere they want to use him. How many people think he's a weapon? When you look at him and what you can possibly do, Jimbo, do you see him that way? Do you? Steve? Okay. Abe, okay? Swiss Army knife, okay? You want to get and be more dominant. Why not make him your punt returner and turn him into a Deion Sanders? Could you imagine that dude at punt return with lesser players on the field with him? Make him a punt returner. Make that guy your star punt returner like Deion was. Dude, he's a weapon. Can you imagine that guy in punt return going against lesser players? I mean, what a weapon that guy would be. He would be fucking amazing back there in the secondary. So let me get this right. You're going to put a lesser player back there when you have a guy who can make a difference and own special teams? Okay, I'm not listening to the people who say absolutely not, because they're, what would I call them? Not want to use that word, because they're a little feminine when it comes to injuries. That guy, Deion, didn't worry about it. Played 17 years. He never worried about it. Great players have played back there and been forces. Okay? Oh, when Maflady's going to get hurt. That guy back there playing in the punt return job, going against B players, it would look stupid and how great he would be. Vic has a toolbox different for different teams. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Okay? I mean, can you imagine? Let me think some of the greatest safety punt returners in pro football history. Let me take a look at that here. Punt returners in NFL history who played safety. Safety punt returners in NFL or corners. Oh my God. Rod Woodson. It's becoming a debate. Guy would be insane back there. I love that fact, because you know what you'd have? You'd be winning special teams every single time. Safety punt returners list. Let me get that. See if there's more of those guys. I think Rod Woodson played it too. Yeah, he played it. Those guys are Pro Football Hall of Famers that did that. Man, he would look good. Brian Mitchell did it, but Brian Mitchell was a running back. So let's see here. Oh, he'd be insane back there. Deion Sanders was probably the best. Man, would I love to see him back there playing in that special team spot. Wow, would that improve? Field position. And by the way, when you got a suspect defense that I think you're going to have this year, you think field position would matter in special teams? Get this. See this guy right here? Deion's overrated. Again, you don't really debate people like that anymore. Those things are not going to be debated. Just put a wide receiver 3 back there. So what? You don't think special teams is an important part? There's 3 phases to it. There's 3 phases to football. By the way, Lamar, do you think you lost the Super Bowl in 22 because of special teams gaffes? And not playing good on special teams? Do you think that? Or no? Or did you watch the game? Did you watch it? You must not have watched it, right? All right. I'd like to see them experiment with him back there. Why not? They're experimenting him everywhere else. Why not there too? Get this. You fucking idiots who are saying, well, he could get hurt. Well, nickel, safety, or corner. He can get hurt there too with more reps. Your argument's flawed. Completely flawed. All right. So let's go into the disrespect of some of the Eagle guys. And for the record, I want you all to know this ain't Big Sills. Okay? This is not me. I'm just giving you the intel here. Okay? So our good friends, Jeff Kerr was on today, wasn't he, with the guys? So CBS came out with the top 10 NFL players at each offensive position for 25. Also, defense. Let's take a look at that. Quarterbacks, right out of the gate. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Lamar Jackson, number 2. Josh Allen, number 3. Joe Burrow, number 4. Jaden Daniels, number 5. What? CBS is Jaden Daniels, number 5. Get out. What else? Matthew Stafford, number 6. Jalen Hurts, number 7. They dropped him this year. He went from 5 to 7. Jared Goff, 8. Justin Herbert, 9. And Jordan Love, 10. Jordan Love wasn't ranked a year ago. Let's see. Justin Herbert was 5th. He's now 9th. Goff was unranked. And as we said, Hurts was 10th. The lowest he's ever had, the highest he's ever had is number 5. Okay, no one seems to agree on his individual ceiling. In the meantime, the rugged leader just gets the job done when he's needed to most. Let's see what they say about these other guys. Joe Burrow, durability and defensive support are the only real questions here. That's a fair assessment. Mahomes, even after the second Super Bowl shellacking of his career, the ever-acrobatic Mahomes remains the standard for clutch play. Lamar, with his effortless touch and electric rushing, otherworldly optimism, it just feels like a matter of time until he runs the distance. Jesus, look at the glazing here. Here's Allen. Like Jackson, he makes dual threat work at a heroic level, being whatever kind of chain-moving weapon the Bills need him to be. Here's Joe Burrow. We said Burrow, okay? Stafford, at age 37, is the question along with stamina. But when he's upright and feeling it, his rocket arm is capable of a deep playoff run. Man, that's pretty amazing on how they see those quarterbacks ranked ahead of Jalen. So let's go down the list here let's go down to what's next here. Running back. Saquon Barkley, number 1. It turns out all Barkley needed to cruise past $2,000 and reaffirm his world-class burst was Philly blocking, baby, and the support of the offense for his greatness. Wow. The rugged leader and his greatness. It's fucking great. Saquon, number 1. Let's see what they say about Derrick Henry. If Barkley's a home run waiting to happen, Henry is the bulldozer waiting to plow. Even at 30, he has big play leadership that he's brought to Baltimore. Hey, number 3 is Christian McCaffrey. I know you guys think the guy's toast. Opinions are split on CMC. Has often been one of 2 things seriously banged up his unstoppable effectiveness as a utility man has been his health. Man, got him ranked 3rd. Telling you, the Niners are going to make a bounce back. What else we got here? Here's wide receiver. Wow, this is a little different here. What they don't realize is they're making him better. Okay? Let's see what happened last year to A.J. Brown, according to CBS. Who did I got as the number one receiver? Jamar Chase. Okay, that's all right. Triple Crown winner. Forever liable to take Joe Burrow's pass to the house whenever. Chase has only upped his catch total in each of his Pro Bowl seasons. Number 2, Justin Jefferson, the most effortless highlight reel wideout in the game today. Jets already ranks 4th in Minnesota Viking receiving history. Number 2, I think he's the best. I'm an AJ guy, though, too. Hang on. Let's see what they say. So who's number 3? CeeDee Lamb. The rocketed up alpha. This man here, with or without a healthy Dak Prescott, Lamb has stretched the field in Dallas, now eyeing his 5th straight 1,100-yard campaign. So they got CeeDee Lamb ranked ahead of this next guy, A.J. Brown. Wonder why he fell. Well, injuries and the numbers on the offense last year. I thought because he won a Super Bowl, you probably thought A.J. Brown be number 1, right? Oh, what I told you is fact. Production is where people see these guys. A list like that bugs AJ. You know that shit that he talked about? And by the way, I'm not ripping him. That shit he talked about being a better teammate and not worrying about this stuff here, this is what he's talking about. A guy like AJ that knows he's the best receiver in the game, I would aggravate me. Well, Sills, you want it all. You want it all. Shit, the play calling bugged A.J. Brown last year for him to bring a book out on the sidelines. Things matter to that guy. And seriously, I'm going to say this to you again. I'm proud of him for working on this. This is what he's talking about. This shit right here. Seriously, look. In my book, I'm on, okay, CeeDee Lamb, no fucking way would I take CeeDee Lamb over A.J. Brown. The 3 best receivers in the game are A.J., Jefferson, and Chase. You can have the rest of them. Ahmad St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Neighbors, Thomas, Hill. You can have any one of those guys. Those 3 guys, like if you guys came to me and went like this, Sills, I'm going to take A.J. Fine, I'll take Jefferson. Sills, I'm going to take Jefferson. Fine, I'll take A.J. I think those 3 guys are in the room together. Me personally, I would lean more towards A.J. because I'm a run guy. Okay? And I'll say this, he's working on not being an asshole. That's based on production, not really on who's the best player. Let's see here. Look at the tight ends. George Kittle. I think Bowers is better than Kittle. Sam Laporte. The kid in Arizona, Trey McBride. They got Travis Kelce at 5. Hawkinson with the Vikings at 6. And they got Goddard at 7. So let me get this right so far. Let me go down here now to O-line. So the top O-lineman in pro football right now. Okay? The top O-lineman. Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell, Lane Johnson, Trent Williams, Creed Humphrey, Tyler Smith, Trey Smith, Mulata, Rashawn Slater, and Quentin Nelson. I told you that kid, Quentin Nelson, is one of the top offensive linemen in pro football. So let me get this right. The Eagle offense has the 8th and 3rd best lineman in football. I don't believe that. I think they're higher. The 7th best tight end. the fourth best wideout, and the seventh best quarterback and the number one running back. Well, fuck, you better repeat. You better fucking be in the conversation with repeating. What do you think, this is like an epiphany here? You've got the best players, according to CBS, at every respected position. You're making it sound like this is a big deal. Dude, well, welcome. I mean, you've got top flight players at every position on the fucking football field. Nobody in the NFL has this. By the way, it's kudos. It's nothing more. It's not, hey, and I don't get that either. But again, they've got so many good football players on their roster right now. Shit, dude. I mean, hey, thank you. It's like thanking you for not robbing a bank. Let's get to the defense now. Guys, I see our internet a little bit here. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Quite a day here for us. All right. So let's go here. And let's take a look at what CBS thinks of players at each respected position. Remember, these are the top 10 players in the National Football League, according to CBS. Top 10 players at each defensive position. So let's take a look at interior D-line. As I told you before, nobody on the planet outside of Philadelphia, nobody thinks that Jalen Carter's better than Dexter Lawrence. Nobody. Only you do. Number one, Dexter Lawrence. This guy's never been ranked lower than second. He's either been number one or number two. And listen to this. Had a career high in sacks despite missing 5 games. Number two, Chris Jones. Never been lower than 2. Those two guys have shared the inside defensive tackle position the last 5 years in the National Football League. Okay? Number 3, Cameron Hayward. He may be aging 36, but Hayward is an Iron Man for Mike Tomlin's defense with 211 career games played. Number 4, I don't know how to say it, Nnamdi Medikuba from the Ravens, eyeing a third straight Pro Bowl nod to 2025 as a true pocket infiltrator with 23 tackles for loss in the last 2 years. This kid's pretty good, man. Number 5, Jalen Carter, the most tenacious member of the Philadelphia Super Bowl winning defensive front. Carter is still just 24. So they got him at 5. That sounds about right. He's about 5. That's right. So let's go down to, you got Vita Vea on this list. Let's go to edge. Myles Garrett, 1. Micah Parsons, 2. TJ Watt, 3. Max Crosby, 4. Aiden Hutchinson, 5. Bosa, 6. Will Anderson, 7. Hendrickson, 8. Verse, 9. And Janelle Hunter, 10. No Eagles in the edge. Now, again, let's put this in perspective here. Edge is the least concerned for Vic in his defense. It's the least concerned when it comes to pass rushing. You won a Super Bowl without having an elite guy out there. You won a Super Bowl with a couple good guys out there. Nolan Smith is not elite. He's a really good player. That's not elite. Those guys I mentioned, those guys are elite. Now, I'll tell you what he is, though. Nolan Smith and Vic Fangio's system is important, the same way Milton Williams was. You're never going to see Milton Williams on a list like those with those names. You know why? Because Milton Williams or those guys are important in those systems. You take them out of those systems, they're just another dude. So you got to put everything in context. Hit the like button, guys. So there, let's go down now to linebacker. Fred Warner, number 1. Roquan Smith, those are the 2 best interior middle linebackers in pro football. And it's really not close. Why is that? And why do I make that comment? Those guys have done it year after year. Those guys are legendary linebackers every single year. Whether their team is good or whether their team is bad, it just doesn't matter. Okay? I think it's pretty cool, though, that Zach Bond is 3rd on this list. And I think that's pretty damn impressive. For a guy who came out of nowhere and parachuted in, and that fucking guy landed in, and all of a sudden now he's considered one of the top 3 linebackers in pro football, is astonishing. It's utterly astonishing that he's in that conversation. It's pretty impressive. Okay? That he's there. Nick Bolton is 4. Frankie Louvu, Commanders. I know all of you think he's too old. It's 5. Q Williams, Jets, is 6. Drake, hey, I'm going to make a point to you about Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw going to Denver, in my opinion, is going to be a grand slam move for the Denver Broncos. I think that guy being signed by them is a grand slam move. I like that player. I think that dude is as good as any second off linebacker in the league. He is a hell of a football player. I like Dre Greenlaw. I think that's going to be a great move for them. I really do. So, Levante David, getting a little long in the tooth. He's 35. So let's go to corners. As I was trying to tell you, okay, as I was trying to explain to some of you, okay, corner is a coveted position in the National Football League. Okay? Seals, riddle me this. Do you believe you have a struggle fetish for players in this league today as to why you idolize Josh Allen so much? So let's go over to here. Thanks for being a member for 10 months. Let's see here. Let's go to corners. Number 1. Patrick Surtain. There's no argument. Steady is the name of the game at corner. And Surtain has been just that, showcasing both reliability, ball skills, and tremendous in run support. He's the best corner in pro football. There's no debate. The second, Derek Stingley. If Surtain is sturdy, then Stingley is splashy, breaking on passes with ridiculous speed to collect 12 picks in the last 2 years alone makes him exceptional. Those 2 guys it's them and everybody else. Sauce Gardner, number 4. Maybe the most confident of the bunch. Gardner is coming off a slower year, but remains the standard and setting for pass breakups. Here's a guy you guys absolutely told me you didn't want. I said you should draft him. Okay? Hey, Sills, can you explain the 5th-year option for Micah's contract? I don't understand how he could miss games if he's still under contract. Well, easy. They'll be fining him for missing games. $50,000 a game, $50,000 a day or something. Okay? What do you think? He's not going to be fined? Ask Hassan Reddick when you're under contract. If you can miss games in practice, how much that cost him. Cost him $14 million last year. He can't miss. Unless he wants to start putting money in a trash can and just lighting it on fire. Okay, so here. By the way, folks, this information's for anybody. Trent McDuffie. How many people remember me on draft day telling you that you should draft this guy? How many people in here remember that? You said he was too small coming out of Washington. Remember I said you should draft him? The first pick? You had a first-round pick that year. I said you should get this kid McDuffie. He's a hell of a football player. Well, as of right now, according to some, he's the fourth best corner in pro football. A versatile chess piece for Spagnuolo. McDuffie's strength is staying around the ball in a variety of ways, including in blitzes. He's exceptional. Number 5, these are the top corners. Christian Gonzalez. Number 6, Denzel Ward. Number 7, Jalen Johnson, Bears. Number 8, Marlon Humphrey, who's with the Ravens. Number 9 is Devin Witherspoon. And number 10 is Quinyon Mitchell, a candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mitchell's calm yet physical outside presence was quite a key in the Eagles' title run. They've got him ranked 10th, probably a little higher in my book. But when you're being considered one of the top 10 and you're a zone corner, that tells you the respect they have for his game. He's not really in those other top 4 guys' league because he's not asked to do what those other guys are doing. Take on the best receivers in the game from the line of scrimmage. I would put Q higher. I'd put him around 5, 6, somewhere in there. And by the way, I'm saying to you, it's not that I don't think he can do it. I think he can do it. Okay? But I think them having him 10th and in the conversation tells you all you need to know about a guy who's in a zone and they think that he has exceptional cover skills. That's pretty good. It's not, and you know, the scheme holds him back more. He's better than the scheme. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, he's better than that scheme. I mean, right? Because I'd like to see him play some press. Well, I'll tell you, they're going to travel him. So you're going to see a little bit more man coverage when you're doing that zone travel. Something I've not heard that. Hit the like button, guys. Okay? So that's pretty impressive. So let's take a look at safety. Hamilton's number 1. Less a safety than an all-around. Get this. And you guys really think that Cooper's better than this guy? I mean, you're on planet Pluto. Less a safety than more an all-around ball magnet. Hamilton has proven capable of manning just about any position with force and range. He's going to set the market. The guy we liked out of Bama too, Brian Branch, number 2. He may not be the biggest or the fastest, but Branch ensures you feel the Lions' defense. Sideline to sideline attitude as he runs footballs down. Xavier McKinney, guy you could have had. Number 3, Kirby Joseph. You know, in all seriousness, the Lions might have the best safety combo of any team in the league. Number 5, love this player a ton. Derwin James. His name may be a touch bigger than his resume, but James remains a towering presence in the back end of LA secondary. Man, he can bring the wood. Antoine Winfield Jr. Durability has been a concern the last few years, which is true. But he does everything well as a wrecking ball for Todd Bowles' defense. Number 7, Jesse Bates. Number 8, CJ Gardner Johnson. A chirpy attitude and fearless ball hawking is your thing. Here's your man. His energy helped the Eagles reach 2 Super Bowls. So you took the 8th best safety in pro football and you fired him because you thought he was a dick. Okay. And now you're going to put Andrew Makuba in there. In 22, didn't you want McDuffie, Lloyd, or Hamilton? No. Yes, I wanted Lloyd, McDuffie, but I didn't have a problem with people talking about Jordan Davis down at 22. I think it was 22. Jordan Davis at 22 makes sense. Jordan Davis at 13 makes 0 sense. Okay? Gardner Johnson, number 8. Number 9, Buda Baker. Number 10, Micah Fitzpatrick, Miami Dolphins. Interesting. I don't see any nickel here. I don't see one nickel. Nobody's looking at valuing the nickel position. All I see is safety, corner, interior D-line, linebackers, and what's the highest paid nickel right now? It's $12 million, isn't it? Now, he's a different dude. I get it. You know, sometimes you have to climb out of your bubble a little bit and realize there's other great players. Oh, but that's right. They're not on very good teams, some of them. You know, I had a debate today, and I set people up today. Like I easily set you guys up for conversations. You're too easy. So I thought I would try it on the Tampa guys. And this is what I went and said. So Saquon Barkley was a stiff, in my opinion, in New York. I thought he was okay. Everything I said that Jake Tapper put out there on CNN, I had no problem saying it. He had a really good rookie year. He had a couple other years that were okay. He wasn't anything special in New York. He was the second player taken in the draft. He was nobody special. Well, Sills, that was the shitty New York Giants. I said, oh, so he was on a bad team. Well, yeah, look what he did when he got to a good team in Philly. Oh, okay. So Barkley's a Hall of Fame talent. When he was in New York, he was just on a shitty team. And they went, yeah. I said, okay. Is it possible that other quarterbacks are on shitty organizations too? And those organizations failed those quarterbacks the same way the Giants failed Barkley in New York. Can that be possible? Well, no. Yeah, because it doesn't fit your narrative. It just doesn't fit your narrative. Every time you try glazing somebody, or your quarterback or whatever, you do not use the same metric. And you change the game for Barkley. You give him a pass because of what you saw in Philly. Well, here's another one. So Baker Mayfield blew out loud. Outside of that 1 year in Cleveland, what's been the difference with Baker Mayfield these last 2 years? What's been the difference? Anything? What's been the difference in Mayfield's play the last 2 years? What's been the difference? Anybody know? Oh. Better supporting cast. Oh, really? Competent coaching. Okay, fair enough. Continuity of staff and stability in Tampa. Okay? Mike Evans. Okay? I think Tristan Wirfs would help in that one too. So wait a minute. So Baker Mayfield went from a poor situation with a poor roster and a poor ownership. They got 5 quarterbacks under contract right now in Cleveland. He goes to Tampa and his fortunes change. Why? Because he's on a better team, better coaching. What's the other one? Mike Evans. Is it possible, folks, that the shade you throw on other players or other quarterbacks, why can't you use the same metric you use on your 2 favorite stars, Barkley and Hurts, when you're talking about other people? Because what you're trying to do is elevate those guys. Well, Sills, they won. No shit, they won. I just showed you. You had players on the offensive side, every single position that you had, from quarterback to receivers to running back to O-line to tight end. You had a top 10 player. No shit. You're not telling me anything special. Seals, he also matured and stopped doing TV commercials. Well, don't you think that's the influence of people like Mike Evans around him? I do. Having guys around him, helping him and understand what professionalism is. Yeah, I think that's a thing. Looking at the Giants roster, and honestly, I like the way they're building compared to Dallas. It's actually a great take, JD3. You're right. New York's getting better. New York is getting better. You're right. They're improving on the defensive side of the football. They're getting a little better in the O-line. They got a good left tackle. They made an investment in another quarterback. They moved off of Daniel Jones. Yes. They're trying to get back to being a decent organization. Remember something. When you got George Young and you got Jerry Reese, who were the architects of those Super Bowl championship teams, those guys knew personnel. Those guys, and hey, for the record, do you not see the similarities between those Giant teams and the Eagles now? Lights out defense, run the ball, effective on third down. They weren't anybody special in the passing game. I can't name you a wide receiver during that era. Mark Jackson or something like that? I couldn't name you a receiver in those two Super Bowl teams. Yeah, JD, I like the way that they're building. The Cowboys, it's just a circus right now. Here. Nobody cares what the Giants are doing. They haven't swept the Cowboys since 2016. Dude, you are so concerned about winning little wars and not the battle. It's frightening. You look at the little battles for you to win. Dax 9 and whatever against the Eagles. And they haven't swept the Cowboys since 2016. The Jaguars have more postseason wins than you since 2016. The Bengals are better than you since 2016. I mean, dog, you're not really in a conversation. The Cowboys talk is boring. It's boring. It really is. I'd rather talk about the Arizona Cardinals than the Dallas Cowboys. Talking about your contracts, your owner who's lost his marbles. I'll tell you what. You know what I'm going to start calling Jerry Jones? Jerry Biden. I don't think he remembers what he says each day. I really don't. That's like watching Joe Biden. Mike Parsons. What? I mean, honest to God, man, you got an owner that talks like Joe Biden. Are you so upset? But I don't want to die. I don't want to. Michael Parsons. It's funny as hell. I just got to say that, my kid, I don't know what I got. I don't know one. Are we talking about the Cowboys? Sills, there may hear me out. Don't Joe and Allen kind of hurt themselves by signing those contract extensions, knowing it's not going to get any better? Hey, Martin, okay, you're not wrong. Somebody comes to you and wants to give you $330 million. You're going to do this? You know, fuck, this is wrong. I want to put you in that boat. Hey, this is wrong. I'm going to take $130 million. Is that what you're really going to do? Are you really going to go down that line? Strahan and Eli buying a piece of the Giants like Brady. That'd be pretty dope. Here, let's see if he. How about this? Texas schoolgirl. I'm praying. I haven't read it yet. I'm praying you have a good retort. I'm actually praying for you. Imagine getting salty because the Cowboys better than the Giants. Why he mad? Mad? You're under the impression that you get me mad, which means to think that you think that I value your opinion. Because those who you value their opinions, that would be upsetting if they came back and said something negative towards you. But when you don't respect them, how could I get upset? Help me out. If I don't respect your opinion, why would I be mad at you? I never got that. There's people in here I respect that I go back and forth with. Dude, I just don't really have any respect for your comments because you go nowhere with your Giant talk. Excuse me, your Cowboy talk. Imagine Burrow going in the open market or Allen. 5 first-round picks. Okay? I mean, right? So as you see how these other quarterbacks are described, how much greater is the shame of these organizations not properly built. Great freaking take. Samuel's right. People talk about those quarterbacks and those organizations. That's right, should be held accountable. It's a great take, Samuel. Absolutely fabulous take. That's right there the take of the day so far. You're right. These organizations not building enough. Here, let me ask you this, guys, before I get to JD3 here. If Lamar Jackson throws picks in the playoff, what do you think you need? Well, let's give the ball more to Henry, and let's run the ball more. Let's invest more in the O-line. Fair enough? Let him throw it less. Not more. Makes no sense. I'm not predicting New York will be better this season. I think New York is moving in the right direction long term. Dallas fans can't understand long-term success because it's 30 years of futility. Dallas has not been really relevant outside of that Green Bay game where Bryant did catch the pass. Other than that, I don't remember a significant moment for the Cowboys in the last 30 years. There's just been nothing significant. And if you're telling me that your Super Bowl is beating the Eagles, man, do you have a long way to go? Because I can guarantee you this. That's not the objective of the Eagles this year, is to have a better season record versus the Cowboys. It's about the totality of the season to help them win a Super Bowl. I get it, you're a division guy. But that's not their crowning achievement. I would say this, though. I would say this, that I think that one of the priorities this year is to win the East and be the first team to win back-to-back NFC East crowns in a long time. I think that would probably be in the conversation. I mean, right? This is not true. That's why I thought your statement about Jalen was incorrect. You're blaming him for having I'm not blaming him at all for having an organization. You're blaming the other quarterbacks for being in a bad organization. You're not giving them and the organization the same strength that you gave Barkley, because Barkley, again, here's what Prince is saying here. Hear me out. He sucked in New York. Did Saquon Barkley, yes or no? Did he suck in New York? Yes or no? Was he average in New York? Sure. He was average in New York. Get this, folks. Josh Jacobs has had a better career than what Barkley had when he was in Vegas and he was in New York. He had a better career. He had a better career. He was average in New York. Why is that? Why was he average in New York? Sue goes, he was hurt in New York. Sue, why was he hurt in New York? Okay, well, I think he was average. Injured, okay? Team sucked, okay? Okay? Team sucked. How come that doesn't apply to the quarterbacks in the league? Terrible O-line, okay? Not disputing it. Yet you'll use that as excuses for him. But when I point that out to Allen, those are excuses to you. Or Mayfield being better in Tampa. Those are excuses to you why he wasn't good in Cleveland. But yet, those aren't excuses for Barkley. Got it. Makes no sense. Then again, I'm not expecting it to. I can see if you said the Cowboys are not on the Eagles level, but the Giants, I'm done after that one. Fantastic, dude. I mean, really, you have no ammo here anyway. The Giants are getting better. You're not. Where are you getting better? Threatening your edge? Not addressing the running back position? Not addressing really? And when you address your O-line, you come up with Tyler Guyton? And when you want to sign a running back, you go back and sign a relic? And Zeke Elliott? And you think because you had George Pickens, that's the move of the century? Dude, that guy, George Pickens is okay. That was an okay move. Like, George Pickens, is that a better move than Deebo Samuel? I don't know. Samuel's had a better career. Deebo Samuel's been a better football player. You cannot blame Herbert for the Bidwells, and you cannot blame Burrow for the Bengals with the Browns. I'm never surprised by Allen in the playoffs with an organization who can't cash in 4 tries in the big game. Like I said to you, man, I mean, the Bean guy who's the general manager there, and you got the general manager who I think is very average, and I think you got a head coach in there who's the wrong guy for Allen. They're never going to win in Buffalo with that dynamic until they straighten that out. Okay? Sills, it's how you expressed it. It's not the players. It's the organization. By far, it's true. So we're saying the same thing here. We're not making excuses. It's a fact that you need a foundation to be successful. And to be to your point here, Prince, let me make this point to you. Do you know how long it takes to get to where Philly is right now? It's taken you 30 years to get here. Do you understand? It's taken you 30 years to build to this point where you're starting to get the draft right. Howie wasn't that great of a drafter. That's why he was all over the place in free agency on that first Super Bowl. They were all mercenaries on that team. And when they went back into the draft, and by the way, I got a feeling that Jalen Reagor thing did more to help the Eagles in how they evaluate players than anything else. How many people, do me a favor, because I really don't know. I've only heard this as kind of Eagle lore. Is it true that Doug Peterson wanted Jalen Reagor? Do you guys, is that a true comment? Is that a true comment? Okay, so you guys believe that, right? So you guys believe that. All right. No wonder Howie Roseman is never going to give a head football coach, no matter what his resume says, ever again, a final say on a player when it comes to drafting somebody or signing somebody. That is not going to happen. I think he goes in and says, what is a Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni type of player that you want? Not so much Doug anymore, but he looks at Vic Fangio and he goes, what kind of player does Vic want? Versatile, fast, smart, can move him around in multiple positions, right? That's the kind of guy he's looking at. The difference this time around with Howie, that guy has no name. He has a profile. What's the profile look like? That's why when Vic sees these guys hit the field, Vic's like this. Who the fuck is that? Then he gets him out there and he sees, oh, okay. You don't really think Vic's sitting around watching 13 corners in the NFL, do you? He's watching schemes. He's watching his own players. He's got enough to evaluate his own football team. He's not watching some corner guy that's a third-team dude on the Raiders. He's watching whether or not Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson and now Eli Ricks are good enough to play that position, and he's diligently watching that film. False steps, making sure guys turn their shoulders right. Are they good in the hips? They're doing – he's not sitting there fucking going, hey, let me take a look at that fourth-team guy in Green Bay. That's why you got pro personnel guy on the staff, and that's why Howie makes every single call when it comes to hiring players. Make no mistake about it. Nick's influence is there. By the way, it's a great comment. I found out more than well, actually, it probably solidified a little bit more what I was thinking when I heard Vic say this. Hey, I'd like to play a lot of my guys tomorrow night. And I want to see what we got out there, and we'll see how it goes out. He threw that out there, because he wanted reporters to ask the question when Nick Sirianni was at the podium. And Nick answered it. Howie and I will come together. And again, you know how it works. Tonight, they're going to sit here. They're going to sit in team meeting, coaching meeting tonight. And what they're going to do is Howie's going to be probably in that meeting. And you'll have receiver coach, DB coach, Vic, Kevin Patullo. They'll all go like this. I'd like to see a lot of work from Keely Ringo, Adoree Jackson, Eli Ricks, and let's put the new guy out there. Howie might go like this. I want to hold back on Keely. Vic's going to go, why? We need to find out if he can play. That'd be a little debate there. All right. Here's another one. I heard the guys talking about this. So when tomorrow night comes, Tanner McKee. I want to get Tanner McKee a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half. Howie's going to go like this. No way. That guy's value is rising. I'm not putting him out there against stiffs. No way. And I'm not jeopardizing putting my first-team guys and my O-line out there. And I put him out there with a third-team O-line and he gets hammered. That's our backup quarterback? No fucking way. No fucking way. Maybe a drive or two. Maybe a quarter. Sounds right for him. But they're not going to do what's in the best interest of Tanner McKee. They're going to do what's in the best interest of the Philadelphia Eagles. Take that out of your mind. You think Howie does anything for the benefit of the player? Howie was hired to build a football team for Jeffrey Lurie and do what's best for the unit, not what's best for players. That's why Cooper DeJean's going to play safety. They feel it's in the best interest of the team to play safety. He's going to play safety. Whether he wants to play corner or not is irrelevant. You know that stuff the other day about, Micah Parsons posting all that shit on social media. Unless you've been a player, unless you understand what that shit means, it means nothing. Organizations are going to do what's in the best interest of the football team, not the player. Hell, we saw it this past year with Barkley. Barkley could have went for 2105. They said, fuck that. Barkley wanted it. They went, fuck that. Not happening. That's not going to work. Okay? I mean, right? You heard Saquon Barkley say, hey, I wanted it. Howie and the organization went, yeah, I don't think so. Right? Hit the like button, guys. Appreciate you guys coming aboard here. All right. Yeah, I mean, when they're picking the players for tomorrow night, when they're picking those guys for tomorrow, Howie will pick those guys. Okay? I said it too when he was drafted. He'll never play corner. They'll never put him out there. I think if they thought he could play it too, they'd put him out there. I think you can replace a safety. If you could replace a safety with Reed Blankenship, you could replace a safety with somebody else. You think Reed Blankenship is a great player? Reed Blankenship's a good player. The corners that I named you, those are spectacular football players. Do you think finding a corner like those guys is easier, or do you think it's harder to find a safety? A safety, really? Well, then explain this to me. How come when corners run out of speed, they move them to safety? Have you ever seen a safety move to corner? Have you? Like, as a guy goes up, the guy becomes established as a safety. Have you ever seen a guy get moved to corner? Ed Reed never played corner. Fucking what are you talking about? Ed Reed's the greatest safety that's ever lived. You don't move from safety to corner. You move from corner to safety. Okay? Like when Rod Woodson moved from corner to safety. Or Ronnie Lott moved from corner to safety. Okay? I mean, I think the guy should play. I think the guy's going to be a hell of a safety. I do. I think he's going to be a hell of a one. I don't know what to say to this guy anymore. I'm starting to feel bad for him. Dante Fowler, the Jaguar reject. You're hyping up now. Okay? Hoss, he may have played a few. He's a safety. He didn't come into this league as a corner. He was a safety at the University of Miami. He never played corner at Miami. They may have had some packages that he was lined up out there, but he's a safety. I mean, yeah, I mean, bro, you're talking to me about Dante Fowler? I mean, really. Sills, could Cooper play safety and help his long? Yes. And he could go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let me tell you this about Ed Reed. Okay? Ed Reed was a corner playing safety. And that kind of looks a little bit like Cooper. Could Cooper get out there? By the way, I'm saying I think he could play. If the Eagles thought he could play out there, I think they'd put him out there. And then you hear people saying this. He'll have more impact in a game playing safety. So let me ask you this. Who has more impact in a football game, in your opinion? Let's do this. Let's pick who has more of an impact in a football game, you think? Patrick Surtain or Kyle Hamilton? Who do you think would have more of an impact? Playing against the number one wideout in the NFL or playing against that particular team's number one guy? Who's Kyle Hamilton playing against? Who's Kyle Hamilton lined up against? Playing safety. Who's he lined up against, Abe? Nobody. Slot guy? How many great slots are there? 4? 2? The majority of the great play. Again, let me say this to you. Salaries do matter. If you're paying corners more money, double the money, don't you think that's double the responsibility or no? I mean, the corners are making $30 million a year now, $35 million. A safety's going to make 20, 10 less. Nickels make 15, 12, 13. A good safety is a luxury. A cornerback is a must, especially in today's NFL. Now, look, I will say, no, I don't think that he's too slow. I think he's actually a really great athlete. That's why I suggest you put him in punt return. I'd like to see what he could do out there with his athleticism in punt return against lesser football players. He'd be the best, in my opinion, he would be the best special teams guy in the league if you put that guy out there. So let's get back to your topic. Why is it a criticism of Hurts if the organization invests back into the team? Because in the same breath, these same people will say that the top quarterbacks need to help to win. I think every quarterback needs help to win. Brady's a prime example of that when he went to Tampa. There's very few guys that don't need help. Mahomes and Brady are the only quarterbacks in the last 35 years I've ever seen that do not need help when it comes to winning Super Bowls. If you want to go back to Montana, him too. I've only seen 3 quarterbacks that don't need help and that will make average football players exceptional. Tom Brady and Mahomes. The 2 common denominators with Mahomes and Brady is that they both had exceptional tight ends. Generational tight ends. Here, Stafford had help his Super Bowl run. Remember, Rams added and traded for all those draft picks? Well, think of this. They had a running game. They had an O-line. Things he never had when he was in Detroit. Why was Matthew Stafford better in Los Angeles than he was in Detroit? And he had Megatron there. Why was he better? Rams are just a better organization. They draft better. They had Aaron Donald. They found Puka Nacua. They had Cooper Kupp. They found him. Think he was a second rounder? I mean, they do a great job of drafting. The Rams are a really good organization. They're right there on page with the Eagles. over the last 7, 8 years. I think they've been to just as many Super Bowls. They haven't won as many, but they've been to 3. They got beat by New England. I know they've only been to 2. My bad. They've been to, Golf was in 1. They got beat, and then they turned around and they beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So 2. So the Eagles are probably ahead of them because of the Super Bowl appearances. Seals, you see the Bills' new outdoor stadium is built to have no wind. Crazy. If you do something like that, Hollywood, Hogan, and they take home field advantage away from Buffalo, be the worst thing in the world for the Buffalo Bill fans is that you put a top on that stadium. You will never be a team again that will have a great home field advantage. If you ever put a dome in Buffalo, worst thing on the planet. I want teams to have to come north in October, November, December when it's 30 degrees and 17 inches of snow. I want that. I want to have that advantage. I told you this, guys, before. Minnesota Vikings have been to 4 Super Bowls when they played at Metropolitan Stadium in Minneapolis. It was minus 55 degrees when you had to go up there and play. They put a top on that stadium when they built the Hubert Humphrey Dome. They've never been back. They've never been back. Furthest they ever got, I think, was an NFC championship game. Okay? I mean, it's not that Jalen needs help. Well, he's, like I said, he's got the best talent in the league. Again, I'm not going to keep quantifying that it's not a rep. Anybody with common sense knows it's not. It's that he has a overpowering, I'm not sure what you're saying here. Good team, it still doesn't look like it. There's not many teams where the quarterback is the least talented position on the field. I wouldn't go there, Texas T. Jalen's talented. That's not how I see him. Okay? I mean, it's an overpowering group of men they have on offense. Okay? But I wouldn't put Jalen Hurts in the conversation of Jimmy Garoppolo and those guys, even though I make a point to you when I use those guys' names. You don't have to have an exceptional quarterback to make a Super Bowl. It's been documented. Okay? It's been documented. Well, I think Jalen is the least talented. Well, wait a minute here. Jalen's not more talented than Lane. He's not more talented than Mulata. He's not more talented than AJ. He's not more talented than Barkley. That already makes him 6th in the huddle. I mean, you got a great group of men in there. I just went through the list of how people perceive some of the guys on your football team. I mean, Lane Johnson's considered the best offensive tackle, one of them, and Mulata's considered the other one. And they're all in the top 10. I mean, right? Why? Why would you need to see a different Jalen? Why would you want to see a different Jalen? Why wouldn't you want to see the same guy to help lead your football team to a Super Bowl? I don't know if I'd want to see it. Due to Jalen's performances in both Super Bowls and our performing pat to pat, I would say he is exceptional, wouldn't you? Jalen exceptional? No. I would say that he is a really good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback when he plays in really good. There's guys that play big in big games. He plays them. He is. but he's not a consistent guy every week. And some go back to 22. Well, he hasn't looked like 22 except for Super Bowl 59. That's his best game he's played since Super Bowl 57. Is it 57? Yeah. Okay. The fact that Sills read that, he earned my respect. Thank you, bro. Ty Robinson getting some snaps. Okay. Ty Robinson getting some snaps. Ty Robinson's in for a long one here. Okay? He is. Okay? He's in for a long one. He's in for a long one. He is. He's in for a long one. He's not, I told, guys, remember when I talked to you guys about certain things here? Don't you guys remember I pointed this out? It couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 days that I said that guy hasn't been well coached. He will make the club. Absolutely, he'll make the club. But you got to remember something, too. He's a 4th rounder. I mean, if you're expecting this guy to get in there and play like he's a first-round draft choice, the expectations would be, don't put the expectations on him that you put on Jordan Davis. He doesn't have the same expectations. Jordan Davis has higher expectations. I'm expecting Jordan Davis to be a star. And Jordan Davis has not been a star. Ty Robinson, I'm looking at Ty Robinson as being, let me give you a comparison on where Ty Robinson is in his career right now. I think he's like a Milton Williams guy. Give him a chance to mature. Give him a chance to get reps. Give him a chance to get coached by better people. Okay? He got shitty coaching at Nebraska. It is clearly on display. I wrote down here, Ty Robinson is in trouble so far. Not crazy trouble. He's just got to get better. Will you take Super Bowls over consistency? Well, how do you get to Super Bowls without being consistent? Hurts didn't have to be consistent last year. You're on a great football team. Once again, Damon, it's easier to win the Super Bowl's most valuable player than it is to win a regular season NFL MVP. Because you got to be great for 7 months and carry your football team on your back. Whether you take them the distance becomes an organizational conversation. If you play great every single day, your organization is at those other organizations ask those quarterbacks to do more. But again, you know, it comes off like you're coming off the top rope on Hurts. That's not what that is. Okay? Absolutely. His 22 year was his best year. No doubt. Probably from start. I'll tell you this. Lamar, Jalen Hurts' 2022 season from start to finish was by far his best year. Regular season, Super Bowl, all of it. Absolutely. Last year, he didn't have to be counted on to do anything for a couple games. And in the game, he did. Hey, again, I thought the defense, many of the players on that defense were the MVP. I thought Hurts was right there. I'm not saying he wasn't. But I thought what did Josh Sweat have? 2.5 sacks? Destroyed the Chiefs in that game. He was great too. That's what earned him a $20 million a year contract. Let me get back here on this thing with Ty Robinson, though. Okay? I mean, he got shitty coaching at Nebraska. His hand placement's not very good. His hand slaps are not very good, and he can't get off blocks. They're starting from scratch with him. I'd put his ass out there and play on Thursday night. I think this guy's not very good. Okay? Yes. Resume puts him in there. I'm not taking him out of my top 5. Again, here, if Jalen Hurts went 8-9, God forbid, and he had 13 turnovers, you get the benefit of the doubt with 2 Super Bowl appearances and an MVP and 2 NFC championships. You get the benefit of the doubt that something must have happened in the season where a guy got hurt, he got hurt, something happened. Coordinator wasn't good because the guys had too much winning. Guys who don't get the benefit are Dak. Like, he's not getting the benefit. He's gotten the benefit, and it's, get this. You know a cat has 9 lives? Well, he don't. Sills, the new Bill Stadium is engineered to be outdoor with no top. Okay. Have all weather elements except the wind. All right. They're trying to keep that whole thing together when having the outside elements so they don't lose home field advantage. That sounds actually like a pretty cool stadium. Okay? Hey, by the way, let me ask you guys this. Please hit the like button. Thank you guys for reminding me. How do you feel about a dome stadium once again? Somebody asked me again this morning about this. Believe me, there's a lot of folks down in Florida that are telling me, okay? Okay? A lot of folks are telling me, no way Philly should ever have a dome stadium. Right? See what you guys say. Seals, fuck a dome, hate them. No dome. Don't like it. You think Jeffrey Lurie could pass that by Eagle fans? You think he could get that past you guys? I don't. Like, build a retractable? Man, I'm yeah, but the league might make you close that because of bad weather. Because if you're playing a dome team, they may want that thing closed. No way. I'm with you. Okay? No way. Hit the like button. See this here? Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have zero say. They're going to do whatever they want. Well, if you start bringing that and you have to go to fans and you have to ask them for retrofitting and you have to, you're going to do it with bonds and you're going to do it with taxpayer money. Okay. Well, then that has to go to a vote. He ain't paying for it. Jeffrey Lurie's not paying for that. What do you think? Retrofitting Lincoln Financial or building a brand new stadium? You think he's building that? Not in your life. You're going to build it. And you're going to build it with your tax money. Hey, what? Owners don't build stadiums. Fans do. The league comes up with $279 million. They got a fund for new stadiums. The rest of that comes with tax money. Do you know that? And you can get an interest-free loan. That's what he'll do. For an additional $2 million, they'll have $500 million. Then the rest you pay. I do electrical workers at the new Bill Stadium. Third day there, they threw me 180 foot up in the air. I got my name on tippy top, beautiful stadium. Devin, that is dope. I do electrical workers at the new Bill Stadium. Third day there, they threw me up 185 feet up to the top of the stadium, right at the very tippy top. Bro, I wish you had a picture of that and you could post it over on my X account at Dan Sileo Show. Somebody took a fucking picture of that. So that brand new stadium, the Pagulas built that thing with tax money. Have you seen Pagula's daughter? Holy Manon. She's a tennis star. Google her. Holy cow, is she good. I think she was a runner-up at the French Open. I mean, they also own, I think, the Buffalo Sabres. She's a smoke show if you see it. Hey, by the way, before I get to Xander, you see my girl, Sweeney, out there throwing the first pitch at the Red Sox game? Holy cow, is that pissing everybody off. She's out there going, and get this. She gives you she's like Kurt Schilling out there too. And she just whipped that bitch in there. She's wearing those tight jeans. Hey, listen, women with tight jeans, I didn't know that became a thing where you couldn't really, dare I say, hit on. So I'm like, hey, for me, I liked it. I thought it was good. Holy cow. All right. So as I was prepping for my show today, Jessica Pegula, did you see her, Dave? Woo! It's a smoke show. So as I was prepping today, I was listening, of course, because I always do. And I suggest you guys do on Birds 365. So I found out that John McMullen's birthday was a couple months ago. I don't want any fucking cake or anything like that. I don't want no fucking anybody doing anything about my birthday. Xander's like, I'm going to write it down. He's going to put a reminder in his calendar next year. Xander's new little thing with John is, what can I kind of hang on here. How can I kind of hey, John, you had a birthday. Fuck the birthday. I'm like, holy cow, man. You see, at least Big Sills is jovial. I'm a happy fella. I'm just a happy fella. Shit. All right. I got to go over this list with Xander here. Woo! Look at that. A.J. Brown. CeeDee Lamb, baby. They got him ranked ahead of him. Why? You know why? Because he had a down year last year. A.J. did not have a down year. A.J. had a down year because he was hurt and because of the offense. No, he didn't. Yeah, I know. He did. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, he is my friend. And here, it's no holds barred. You don't have to worry about hurting Big Sills' feelings because you know why? I'm the Teflon Don of sports talk. How you doing? Without further ado, my boy, Big Z, joins us now here from Birds 365.
What up, Big Sills?
How you doing?
How you living, brother?
I'm living great, dude. I mean, you know what? Life sits there and they throw them punches at you.
I know they do.
And you know what I just have to keep doing? I just have to keep ducking. The day Big Sills doesn't duck, it's over with.
Keep bobbing and weaving, baby. Keep bobbing and weaving.
Man.
What's the matter? Do we not celebrate your birthday here enough on JAKIB?
No, you guys always do. I always make sure I tell everyone January 3rd, I want to have it celebrated. I'm no way. I'm not that guy. Big Sills' birthday is January 3rd. Write it down and make sure you guys put it in your calendar and always remember Big Sills' birthday is January 3rd. I'm not that guy.
January 3rd. All right, it's a good day. It's a good day. Before we get into some of the football, I gotta make a comment about that stadium stuff.
Tell me
the last fucking time. And I don't give a shit whether it's taxpayers, the Jeffrey Lurie, the latest stiff who holds office in the city. Tell me the last time a taxpayer had a single say in what tax money was spent on. It's all handshake deals. We got a bunch of cronies in office that are elected and are bought and sold by the highest bidder. And there's not a fucking single thing we can say or do that will change their decision because it's all done behind the scenes. And the other thing I would say is our greatest superpower as fans will also be the thing that they hold against us the most, because they know that we will never not show up for the Eagles. We will never stop buying tickets. We will never stop buying beer at the game. We will never not give us their money, because that's the things that makes us feel alive outside of the chaos of the world that we live in, the work that you do, the family issues, the health concerns somebody might have, whatever those things might be. Sports is our escape in Philly, and it's always been, and it always will be. And then they'll take that very passion that we hold, and they'll give us the cupcake up front at the door, and then they'll beat our ass in the back and do whatever the hell they want. So I'm not complaining about it. I don't really give a shit what they do. I'm just telling you that we don't really have a say at all.
I guess it's really where you're talking, because I saw two places that voted down tax money, and NFL teams moved, Oakland and San Diego.
Yeah.
They didn't vote the taxes to get new stadiums in those cities. And those guys went to Vegas and they went to Los Angeles. In Philadelphia or Buffalo, that's not really going to happen.
Well, that I agree with. I mean, they're not going to take it from us, but they will do whatever they want still, and they'll keep
what they did with the whole thing with the Sixers.
You got to remember too, those two examples you brought up are good, but there was also a bigger opportunity for earnings in those other places. You know what I mean? Some of that was financial. In Philly, you're not going to New Jersey to make more money. You're not. I just saw a report came out. So for all the people who live in Jersey, I know we got a big Jersey audience. My brother lives up in Jersey. I've been thinking about living in Jersey because I want to be close to my damn brother, man. He's my best friend. And I just saw this thing come out. Lifetime earnings for somebody in Jersey might be around $2 million, and 1.05 million of it goes to tax. 54% of your lifetime earnings goes to the government, and you don't have a damn say in where that money goes. Think about that. Sometimes I think about this fucking world, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is messed up, man. This thing is messed up.
That's why Florida's got
54% of what you make as a man, what your output is on this planet, gets to go to some stiff who's bought and sold to the highest bidder.
That's right.
And they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, that is crazy.
That's why, Big Sills has got Florida all over him. Hey, I'm telling you.
If my family was in Florida, I'd be in Florida. But I'm a family guy first. I'm not going to put money before my family. That's my problem with it.
All right. So I'm going to go here with you. Cooper DeJean, why don't you try him at punt return?
Because he's too valuable. Listen, he'd be a great punt returner. I think
he'd be the best in the game. That might create field position for your defense that you're waiting to come around for, and that might help your entire unit. How about increasing that unit to help your defense, because the offense is going to be there. Your special teams would be improved mightily, right? Wouldn't that really affect your defense a little bit too if you gave them better field position?
Fair take. I can be convinced on this actually a little bit, but at the surface level, I would say
I get the injury factor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, I can be convinced where if you make the case that all these different things, you could aid to the defense, aid to the offense, field position, some of those different things, the weapon that he brings. But at the surface, before I dive into all that, I'm like, this guy's coming off his rookie year. He's a top 60 player in the NFL, graded by his peers. Guy dominated, all through the season. This guy's a Swiss Army knife. Vic Fangio talks about him like he's a veteran, all-pro player. It's a rare guy. I don't really want him in a situation where he can maybe get me 10 to 15 yards on a punt, but you risk potentially getting hurt or something like that. So that would be at the surface, but I hear what you're saying. Maybe there is some more credence to putting him back there as an advantage, but I don't think they'd go that route. More of an emergency thing. You remember before Cooper got here, who the emergency punt returner was? It was actually Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Remember that if they were pinned real deep, or they had the chance to be pinned real deep with a punt, they used to put Smitty back there. The opposite. If they had the other team pinned at the other end and they could have fielded a punt at the 50 or so, they used to get Smitty back there to try and make a move because it was a little bit more of an upside potential with it. So we'll see, but I don't think so, Sills.
Because again, the injury factor, because he's too valuable on the defense. All right. I want to, how many captains did the Eagles have last year?
Was it 6 or 7?
It was more than 5? I thought it was
I remember because they got rid of Smitty C.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was
They gave
dumb.
it to the kicker.
Yeah, but it's because the NFL changed. You have to have a special teamer as a captain. Have to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I don't know who it was the year before. Maybe the year before it was like I don't know, maybe a long stepper or a punter.
Yeah,
I don't know who it was.
I didn't know that. I don't
know if that was a new rule. Yeah, but that's what I looked at because I remember looking up last year and I'm like, why would you take a C off Devontae Smith's jersey and put it on?
Give it to Josh Elliott.
I mean, come on. But I don't know. That's what I've heard now is that you got to have a special teamer. So I would assume Elliott will be in there again. Probably 6 last year.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Just give me your 6 captains.
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Lane Johnson.
Lane.
Saquon Barkley.
Barkley, I'm going to pause on that one.
I'm going to go Barkley for sure for me.
Okay.
You need somebody on the defensive side, and this is where it gets a little funny. All right, you could go Reed, but I don't know if it'd be Reed. You could probably go Bond.
You want to go Bond?
I would think Carter could be a captain, but I don't know if he's that type of player yet. And not in terms of a talent perspective, just in terms of getting that C. I don't know if he would get it. I'd go Bond probably.
Okay,
I'd probably go Bond on defense. Maybe one of the corners, Cooper Quignon, probably not though. And probably AJ.
AJ. So Hurts, Lane, Barkley, Bond, and AJ. One captain coming off your defense.
One more. Give me Reed.
Reed. Okay, I'm going to go 5. You might be right. There might be 6 to 7, but
while you're giving your 5,
tell me how many they did.
How many they had last year.
Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. All right, guys, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to write in the box here who you would want as your captains. Here's who I'm going to go. I am going to go Hurts. I'm going to go Lane. I'm going to go Mulata. I'm going to go Bond.
You're right on Mulata, by the way. I should have put him in.
Hurts, Lane, Mulata, Bond. I'm going to make a point here about leadership here.
Last year they had 7, by the way.
Yeah, they had Slay. They had BG.
They had Hurts, AJ, Mulata, Lane, Brandon Graham, Jake Elliott, and Darius Slay. 7 captains. So assume they're going to have 7 again with Jake Elliott in there again if they have to have a special teamer.
Okay, so we'll put Elliott in there because it has to be.
Yeah,
okay?
but that's the 7th. I think I had 6 names anyway without him. So So
right now I got Hurts, Lane, Mulata, Bond, and Elliott. I need 3 more. Let me make a case.
2 more. You need 2 more.
2 more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 2 more. So let me make a case why I'm not going to put Barkley on there. Really?
Okay.
1 year? He's like embodies the culture and everything that Philadelphia Eagles is all about. Really? I mean, I think 1 year, even though Xander, he had a great year, that don't make you a captain.
Yeah, I think that's I don't disagree with the premise of 1 year and you came into an established culture, but I think that's a sliding scale depending on how impactful a player is. In other words, if you're Jahan Dotson and you got a good year, you're like, hey, dog, you ain't a captain, all right?
We're not working there.
You're Saquon Barkley. You light the league on fire. I'm
going to put Devontae there.
I would love Devontae. I think Devontae is a captain. I think he should be a captain. I think Devontae embodies what you want in a captain in a sense of show up do your job well, work your, you know what I mean? In that kind of regard, kind of an example type of guy. But we'll see. I mean, there's obviously only so many names.
So again, I got Hurts, Lane, Mulata, Bond, Elliott, and Devontae. I need one more. This may be this, and I'm not this guy. Do you think if you name, I'm talking here, I'm not suggesting yet. So let me ask you this. You think if you made Jordan Davis the captain, that would motivate him to have more responsibility to show up and do the right things? Do you want to help him along with his leadership role that he needs? Because not only does he need to step up his game, he needs to step up his leadership role and not knowing that you can't be a fat ass and that you have to be in shape all the time, not just when your contract is up. You've got to have, again, maybe you help him. You remember what Jalen said? They're bringing the best out of me now because now they're starting to ask me about my input. Some players sometimes have to have it a little bit pulled out of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I actually see that. I got kind of a two-pronged response to that. My base thing would be no, is that I don't think it would motivate him.
It would be. No.
I don't think it would motivate him. The second thing would be that I wouldn't be surprised if he got named a captain. And I don't think anybody should be surprised because I know we all have thoughts about Jordan Davis as a player and all those different things. And I'm not saying any of those thoughts are out of bounds, but they don't have a lot of vocal leader. Brandon Graham left. Fletcher Cox wasn't the most vocal, but he was obviously a leader on the defense. Slay was more vocal. He's now outside the room. You don't really have any of these guys anymore. Like, that's why it's hard for me to name Carter a cap. Obviously, Jalen Carter is the best damn player. He might be the best player on the football team.
That's right.
But it's hard to make him a captain. So you kind of are devoid a little bit of the vocal guy on that side. Nakobe Dean is that guy, but you can't be named a captain when you're on the PUP list and you've been hurt 3 of 3 years you've been on the team. So Jordan Davis actually has an outside shot, I think, to be. That's what I'm saying, Proud. He's vocal. He's more vocal. He's kind of the guy that people and you can tell in his interviews. And I think
he's more level-headed than Carter.
He's definitely more level-headed.
Carter's more emotional on the side.
Which is a good thing about Carter. Yeah. I like that about him. Yeah, that I think is a good thing, is an advantage for him if channeled correctly. But I've met Jordan. He's one of those bubbly, inviting personalities that you feel like you can talk to. You know, he's very kind of an open book type of guy that certainly you can talk to. So I like Jordan Davis as an option, actually, but I think with that would have to come a contract. I mean, how you gonna treat every other first rounder that you've picked, Sills, that's been a success? Give them the deal, not only the 5th-year option, but give them the extension early. I mean, Devontae Smith, ain't nobody questioning what the Eagles think of him.
No,
he got the deal done as early could be.
That's right.
Jordan Davis, they waited to the last second, and then they picked up the 5th-year option at the last second. Like, if you want to make him a captain of your football team, you got to put your money where your mouth is, or don't make him a captain and make him go out and earn.
That's right.
You know, so that would be the one dilemma I would see with Jordan Davis. But I do like him as a captain potential.
How about Cam Jurgens after what I saw a year ago with that guy battling with that back injury and playing in the postseason and gutting it out? I mean, the guy could barely walk. He's built himself into being one of the more reliable centers in the game. He's a guy also that's the stable of that center. You don't see him?
And I don't say that as a knock on Cam, but I think it's a numbers thing. Like, I'm going to Landon Dickerson as a captain before I go to Cam Jurgens. I'm going to Devontae Smith as a captain before I go to Cam Jurgens. I might – probably not Goddard, but, I'm going to those guys before I go to Cam. And it's not a knock on Cam, but, I don't know. Did you listen to any of Landon Dickerson's good?
Yeah. No, I like the –
I choose violence, baby. I mean, that guy had me ready to fucking play the game, Sills.
Okay, here.
That guy's a guy I can ride behind. Are you
kidding? Well, here's my 7 guys then. Landon, Hurts, Lane, Mulata, Bond, Elliott, and Devontae. Those would be my Eagle captains. I have a problem giving Barkley. I have a problem giving Barkley a captaincy based off just because he had one spectacular year. That doesn't mean he has. And listen, I think he's a fabulous leader. I just think he needs more equity in the locker room with his players. Does it make sense to you? I mean, I just think he needs. I mean, can you really just parachute in and all of a sudden you're part of that like that? I don't know, man. He hasn't been through the
I see
wars
what
with
you're
those
saying,
guys.
but I feel like Saquon's he is a extraordinary example in the sense of it's the opposite of an ordinary player. I mean, he delivered extraordinary results. He, was more vocal than probably most expected him to be last year. He's got kind of that inherent vocal nature about him. Like Jalen is not that guy, right? Like Jalen's not the type of leader to be in your face. And like if you watch the mic'd ups last year, Saquon's the type of dude, he's got something to say after every play, which is not a bad thing. But he's the guy who goes, "Oh, let's go here, let's go, let's go." Like he's that type of dude. So I think couple that with what he was able to produce on the football field, I would say you can cash the check that he's going to be a captain this year.
Okay, yeah, okay. I see people.
I'm not saying you're wrong about your thought process. I'm just saying I think he's going to be a captain.
Okay, who do you think had a better year a year ago, Bond or Barkley? Who was more impactful on their side of the ball?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think you'd have to say Barkley because the Barkley show ran so much through him, whereas Bond, who had an incredible season, did have a lot of collective effort. Like, it'd be one thing if Barkley had 2,000 yards and the team was a big passing team still. You know what I mean? Like, the offense was legitimately Barkley. Bond was great, but the defense wasn't legitimately only Bond. I mean, it was Carter, it was Davis, it was everybody up front, it was everybody in the back, it was all sorts of different things. Now, Bond was the best of that bunch and the most successful and the most, I don't know what the word I'm missing is, but I think he stood out in that bunch. But I don't think he was more impactful to his side than Saquon. I don't know. It's a tough question. It's one of those things where it's like pick your poison. But I think if you made me pick, I'd go Saquon.
Well, Bond, do you not think that? How about this? If Bond's not on that defense, do you win the Super Bowl?
Probably not.
If Saquon's not on that offense, do you win the Super Bowl?
Definitely not.
Okay. So both guys, would you not say that those two guys were the most responsible for the Eagles as a unit? Those two dudes being the last missing links compared to 22, that those two guys were the linchpins on being the team that would go on to win the Super Bowl. Now, I would ask you this. Who do you think controlled their side of the ball from week to week, each and every single week, Monday through Friday, all the way through Sunday? Was it the defense or was it the offense that was more dominant? The defense was more dominant.
And
who was the leader of that? It was Bond.
Yeah, and I'll give you another check in the Bond column, actually. A lot of Saquon's success, while I will not say this to diminish what he did at all, so please do not take it that way. But
I know where you're going.
The nature of that position is he thrives when the offensive line in front of him thrives, right? And that offensive line is going to thrive week in and week out because of how good they are. So Bond, while he also thrives when players are good around him, I think he can be a little bit more of a catalyst for the success versus Saquon, where, hey, if the offensive line misses a block, he's not going to make a play. I mean, he's just not. That's a running back for you. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I think we are splitting hairs probably a little bit on it, but overall, I think both of them are worthy of the conversation we're having in terms of how big and impactful they were for their respective sides.
Are you in the camp with John that you think the safety position is more valuable than a corner? I heard you this morning fighting back a little bit with those comments going, you mean to tell me that you'd not rather have a lockdown guy Q and Cooper Q and Cooper, would you rather have two dominant safeties or would you rather have two dominant corners, Xander? Are you trying to tell me that you think safeties would be better than the two dominant corners?
I mean, the entire league would tell you the corner is more important.
I mean, common sense.
Well, to be fair, John admitted that.
Okay, well, how about
he just said, yeah, you're right. From a business perspective, the corner is more important. Do you think
you're telling me you could have two of them?
Do you think Vic's style changes that?
It does.
Or not changes it, but shifts what the traditional style of thinking would be.
Because of the too high. Yes. Those safeties are important
Right.
in his defense,
Very important.
as the linebacker is. I mean, the middle of that defense. But so, dude, I mean, do you think they think he can't play corner?
I don't think he can play corner. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't think Vic doesn't think he can play corner.
So who's holding it up?
Jeff Kerr brought up an interesting point, and I don't even know if you realized it. Is there some sort of a business attribute or a business discussion here where I got to pay Quinion, I'm already paying Bone, I got to pay Carter, I got to pay Nolan, I got to pay Jordan, I got to pay all of these guys. If I put Coop on the outside, that's another $30 million deal versus the top.
Changes his designation.
Yeah.
Remember something.
Now you're looking at a max contract for Coop that's $22 million versus $33 million.
Here, follow this logic, because I heard Jeff Kerr say that about the tight end position.
Remember, Coop doesn't have a fifth-year option too, Sills.
Yeah, he doesn't, right?
No, he's a second
right,
rounder.
He's a second rounder. Okay, you know why the tight ends bitch every year? When you're a guy like Travis Kelce and you're getting 158 targets and you're being targeted as much as a slot receiver,
right,
and you're being designated as a tight end, that number is $18 million.
Yeah. Right.
When you're getting wide receivers, you're getting targeted at $40 million. So to Jeff Kerr's point, you're right. That changes the designation of him from being a safety or a nickel. Because remember, nickel's 12.5, safety's around 20, corners around 30.
Yeah. And I think we are going to.
They want to keep him. Get this, they may play him at corner this year or something. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to make sure his designation is safety, because that's going to be a financial thing. Remember, Howie's not doing what's in the best interest of the player. He's doing what's in the best interest of the organization.
Yeah, which we can't fault
the time. Right?
Which we can't fault them for. Who is Cooper DeJean's agent?
Oh, my God.
Look that up.
It's got to be IMG or something. Maybe William Morris.
Kyle McCarthy at Athletes First.
Okay, Athletes First. That's Texas.
Wait, is Athletes First isn't David Mulugeta, is it?
Yes, Texas. Yes. He's Deshaun Watson's agent. Yes, that's Deshaun Watson's agent. Him, Rosenhaus.
I'm not a big fan of that agent.
No, I'm not either, because he's a guy that he's a guy that's going to get the best for him, which means the best for the player. Like, could you see a holdout with a guy like that?
No, I don't have a problem with getting the best for the player. I mean, somebody pointed out the David Mulugeta thing when we talked about Micah Parsons.
That's right.
Remember? And they said, is that a coincidence that all these guys are represented by David Mulugeta? And I'm like, probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a problem with guys like Rosenhaus. Like people hold Rosenhaus. I'm like, dude, he's fucking getting paid to get these guys have a window for earnings again, from an organization and a corporation that's making hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't be mad at an agent for trying to get the most money. I mean, come on, man.
You want to hear something real quick on Drew Rosenhaus, guys? So you know that Jalen Ramsey was traded, right? And Micah Fitzpatrick went down to the okay. Micah Fitzpatrick went down to sign his contract with the Miami Dolphins. Drew Rosenhaus wasn't his agent. When he left the building, Drew Rosenhaus was his agent. Inside of minutes, when he got the Miami job, Drew cornered him in a bathroom, locked the door, Fitzpatrick, and sold him. You know who told me this? Armando Salguero. Told me this story that Drew Rosenhaus.
Why, so he could go and get paid in Pittsburgh?
No. The guy who Jalen Fitzpatrick's now a Dolphin.
No. He started with the Dolphins.
No, who's the guy that they got down in Miami from Pittsburgh? They got somebody from Pittsburgh. They traded somebody. They traded.
Is he back in Miami? He's in Miami now, but didn't he start in Miami?
Yeah. Rosenhaus corner.
Wait a second. I got to look this up because now I'm confused. Minka.
Ramsey's in Pittsburgh.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew I wasn't tripping. He started in Miami, left,
went to
got a
Pittsburgh.
max contract with Pittsburgh,
Right.
and now he's back in Miami. All right.
So
I
get this.
completely tripped myself out on that.
So he gets down there into the Dolphin facility. Rosenhaus is waiting for him in the shit house, locks the door behind him.
You're talking about right now this year?
Yeah. A couple months ago. Walked out of the building. Rosenhaus is his agent representing him.
Right.
That's the kind of guy he is.
Well, he's a snake. He's a shark.
He's a snake, shark, whatever you want to call it, right?
Well,
he gets what he wants.
Do you want a shark or do you want a minnow as an agent?
That's right. No, hey, this guy doesn't. By the way, Howie loves him. Howie loves doing business with them.
They're two deal makers. They can respect one another.
That's right. That's right, man. I mean, all right. So let me throw this at you here. A couple more here, Xander. Ready? So I want to throw this at you. So CBS came out with some really interesting comments here. So they came out with this. Here are the 10 NFL players at each offensive position, also defense. This is what they wrote. Mahomes 1, Lamar 2, Allen 3, Burrow 4, Jaden Daniels 5, Matthew Stafford 6, Hurts 7, Goff 8, Justin Herbert 9, and Jordan Love is number 10. Let me go on here. Running backs. Barkley 1. Okay. You got Henry 2, McCaffrey 3. I won't go the whole list. Here's wide receivers. Jamar Chase 1. Justin Jefferson 2. CeeDee Lamb 3. A.J. Brown 4. How do you think A.J. sees that?
I don't really know. I don't think he cares.
You don't think that guy cares?
I don't.
When he has to come out in a press conference and make comments like this, I've got to work on not letting that shit bug me.
Well, he does care, but main thing, baby. I mean, keep that main thing the main thing.
Okay.
Look, it'd be one thing. Here's where
I don't mind him not giving a shit about that.
Maybe this is just the way I'm wired, but now, if I'm not making $32 million and they want to pay me $24, now I got problems. But I got the biggest deal. I became the highest paid receiver. Like, it didn't mess with my money. It didn't mess with my business. So some stiff can talk about me. That's different. As soon as Howie calls and says, I want you to take a pay cut, now I got big problems and I want the football.
It mattered to Lane. Not being first team All-Pro. He said it in the press conference. It mattered to him. He said, yeah, I take offense.
Right?
What?
This isn't first team All-Pro, right?
No, but I'm talking about stuff like this.
Yeah, but first team All-Pro actually matters because it's factored into contracts.
Well, when you're being
if you make certain amount of All-Pros, I think you
watch this here. When you're being perceived like that, he's not going to make All-Pro. He didn't make All-Pro last year.
No, he wasn't second team last year.
Oh, okay. No. I thought was he second team?
I don't think he was.
Well, that would be a shocker. I thought he was second team. I thought AJ actually did he not? I thought he made that.
Let me look.
You don't think that matters to a guy like that?
I know Zach Bond made the All-Pro.
That first team too. The only guy on the defense.
Yeah, first team. AJ didn't make first team. We know that.
Yeah,
he did make second team.
Okay, good.
He did make second team.
He deserves to be on that. That's a big team. That's a big team to make. Let me show you something on defense over here on how this is perception. And perception matters to players because that's how you get paid on it. So check this out. Here are the defensive tackles and how people look at the defensive tackles in the game today. These are the top players at their respective positions.
What stiff wrote this list? Can I ask?
Let's see here. I think, by the way, I don't think the order matters. I think it's who they're talking about.
Cody
Benjamin. I mean,
Cody Benjamin.
Any guy named Cody covering football, I'm not in. I get it. Sorry,
Sorry,
man.
Cody's in the chat, but Big Sills just shredded you, my boy.
Hey, anybody named Cody covering the NFL? I don't know, man. It's kind of like Phyllis covering the NFL. I'm not rare. Okay, so look, Dexter Lawrence. I agree with that. Number 1. Chris Jones, number 2. Cameron Hayward. I think that's too high for a 36-year-old dude,
Me
but okay.
too.
The guy from the Ravens over Carter. I don't think so. So, okay. I mean, you want to go there. But look, here's the one thing. This guy's 24 years old. Okay, he will be the best, but right now he's not. He's in the top 5. He's in my top 5 because I think Hayward's a little overrated there.
Where was Carter?
4. No, wait, 5.
Who was 4?
Namdi, how do you say that kid's name from the Ravens? Medukabuka? How do you say his name? That defensive tackle that played there? I mean, he's looking for his 3rd straight Pro Bowl. I didn't realize that kid was that good.
Matabuke or something.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the Ravens there's no excuses in Baltimore this year for Lamar
Dude, there's
Jackson.
been no excuses in Baltimore for the better part of 5 years. You just keep giving your boy Lamar Jackson a free fucking hall pass. If Jalen Hurts had his results in the postseason, you'd have his head on a paper blender. You'd have his head on a silver platter. And you know what? The worst part is I wouldn't disagree with you. Okay. I wouldn't disagree with you. Lamar Jackson, we need to stop at the hall passes for Lamar Jackson.
Well, I'll tell you what, I personally think that their road to the Super Bowl going through Burrow and Allen and Mahomes and all those guys is a little different than going through golf and some of these other guys in the NFC.
Well, it's certainly different, but who's the guy he can't beat?
I mean, who? Lamar? He can't beat Mahomes.
And who's the guy we beat?
Okay, you beat Mahomes.
Now, you're right. The path was simpler. But
well, dude, when you have to go like here's the play.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, the collective 4-day run or 4-game run in the AFC is harder. Insane. I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean,
but no, I'm lowering him too, Lamar.
I don't want to. I don't like I don't know. I don't want to lower him because obviously Lamar Jackson is an immensely talented football player. But I'm not going to sit here and say, I think he's a big part of the reason they don't win in the playoffs. Yeah. Okay. Whatever you make of that, that doesn't mean he's not great. Doesn't mean he's not historic. Doesn't mean he's not one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen. But I think he's a reason that they lose in the playoffs.
What is that reason, you think?
Turned the ball over 3 times last playoff game last year. You think you're going to beat Mahomes turning the ball over 3 times?
Okay. So is that coaching?
I mean, not entirely.
Okay. No, I'm not blaming. I'm not trying to shift the blame.
I think at the surface, if a quarterback thinks that they're going to win a ball game by turning the ball over 3 times, you're fucked. I mean, ask Jalen Hurts.
Wait a minute. Here's what
Jalen Hurts is under the impression if I turn this ball over once, I'm not winning this game.
Well, here's the Eagles mentality, though, which is the right mentality. Well, we're not going to turn the ball over, so we're going to run it 38 times, 45 times, and we're not going to put ourselves in
not a problem with that when it works. But they didn't do that in the Super Bowl.
You got Derrick Henry. You should fucking be doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's coaching.
They could probably take a page out of the Eagles' book.
Absolutely, and how they
got a good offensive line and a damn good running back.
How are you not doing the same shit? Isn't Philly giving the Baltimore Ravens a blueprint how to beat teams in the NFL? Why are you throwing the ball 42 times in 2 playoff games against the Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason when you don't fucking throw the ball more than 25 times? You up the volume? Why?
I think this is a big issue, the comment that Mike Fittery brings up here. I think this is a much bigger issue than people talk about in the NFL.
Well, what's your definition of hero ball?
Well, let me explain what my thoughts are on it here. Mike Fittery checks in and says Lamar plays too much hero ball, and I'm not going to bet. I mean, Lamar is capable of playing hero ball, and that in and of itself is an impressive thing, right? There's not that many quarterbacks that you can give the ball to and say, "Go win me a game." I think Josh Allen's one, Lamar Jackson's one, Joe Burrow's obviously one. I think it's the big 5. I think it's Hurts and then Mahomes, and that's really it for me when it comes to hero ball. But this is a team game. And if you have the approach that I have to do everything, you eventually you're going to get caught up to, especially when you get late in the year and January comes and you're not playing the Panthers and the Patriots and some of these teams. You're playing the best of the best. And that's going to take more than just one man. And I think while I understand, while you take some away from Hurts because it wasn't on his plate as much, I think in a way that can be channeled as a little bit of a superpower because I don't need to beat you a certain way. I'll beat you whatever way you give us, right? And I think that approach gives you more avenues to reach your goal versus, now Josh Allen I think is a little bit different because I think he legitimately has to play hero ball. I don't see what you would do. But for a team like the Ravens, I mean, you got Derrick Henry, dude. You got 2 good receivers. You got a big tight end. Like, you got a good offensive line. You got to use some of those guys. Stop putting all of the pressure on yourself. And hero ball is great at times, but I don't, what's that old saying? You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. And I think if you want to win it all and you want to become a champion, especially in this league, and forget one champion. I mean, you want to be a consistent competitor, a consistent champion, a consistent guy who's in the room to win every year. You can't do it alone, and you can't even try and do it alone. You need a good defense. That's why I love the way Jalen, his approach right now on the mindset of the way he's like perceived around the league is, you truly get the sense he doesn't give a shit. Like one of the things he said recently was like, you need defense wins championships. Like Jalen Hurts said that. Like most of these other quarterbacks probably wouldn't say that.
I would make this point to you here that I don't think Lamar Jackson thinks the game out.
Yeah, you've talked about this before.
I think again, it comes like this to me is what hero ball is. You rely so much on your innate and your instinctive skills that sometimes smarts have to be part of it. Brady wasn't the most talented player, but he was an instinctive and smart player on how he prepared for the game, how he saw the game. I do think Jalen's in that conversation going, well, we're not going to throw the ball here because the defense can't. Can you imagine this? You go into a football game thinking, I'm going to do the best I possibly can. Jalen goes into a football game going, okay, what's the weakness of that team?
Exactly.
They can't stop the run.
Exactly.
Okay? You can't stop the run. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go like this. I'll throw for 125 yards. I'll be effective on third down. And my guy back here and my guys up front are going to go 45 carries, and we're going to run them off the field. Where most quarterbacks like Lamar do this. How do I have to dissect this defense? No, dude. What does your team need to do to dissect that defense? I think they think in singular thought processes, a lot of these big name guys, because they're being told and fed that.
Well,
that
it's also probably
the team.
It's also probably habit, Sills. Every level they've ever been at, they've been asked
to coach like that your whole life.
Exactly. And the other point about Jalen that I find very interesting, by the way, just to add to real quick to your point, the beauty of Jalen also, though, is what you just said, but it's also when they did need him to be the hero, he was every bit what you needed him to be. Now, it wasn't you're right, it wasn't every game. It wasn't a huge exercise, but Super Bowl, they took away Saquon.
Xander, here's why that worked in the Super Bowl is because he picks and chooses the moment when he has to do this, where, get this, I'm going to go like this because teams don't know how he's thinking now. Okay, we're going to run the ball. You can't stop the run. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a guy here that's going to be kind of the conductor. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. You know what? I was using the word caboose. How about conductor? So again, I conduct Barkley to be a guy who's going to carry the ball and carry the mail for me the majority of the season. They're probably going to have that this year. But you know what he does? He'll go like this because teams are going, how are they going to play this if we stop Barkley? Well, now I'm going to have to throw the ball. And that everything they did all year long, that sets that up. And that's why they're having the success, because that quarterback will do this. How do we dissect the weakness of that defense? The quarterbacks in the NFL do this. How do I take advantage of the defense?
Yeah.
You can't win it alone.
I agree.
Quarterbacks like Dak thinks he has to win it alone. He can't.
Look, Damon, it's a great comment by Damon. Jalen doesn't go in wanting to be the best. Jalen goes in wanting to win, whatever that looks like.
But you know what it looks like? It looks like Brady.
Well, I'm happy you said that because it leads me to the next point that I wanted to get out. That I think even Jalen Hurts' biggest critic would have to admit this. And I think he has a really unique opportunity. And what I mean, and I don't want people to overreact to what I say, but he has a chance with his mindset and the way he approaches the game to be more successful than Brady. And I don't mean 8 Super Bowls. I mean, you broke down Brady perfectly. But here's the one thing Brady couldn't do. Brady couldn't run for a first down. Brady didn't have as much variety in his game, by no fault of his own. That was the hand he was dealt in life. He had to dissect you from the pocket or have a great defense. I think Jalen has actually more optionality in the way he can attack and the way he can win a football game.
It's a shorter lifeline, though, because
it's a shorter life. That's for sure. That's for sure.
He's not
going to always keep those legs. There's no doubt.
He's not playing 25 years.
No, he's not. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like in the right now, Brady walked into a game and said,
"Now he could have more success in a condensed level."
Right, but I got 3 ways that I could win this football game, right? Whatever one that the other team dictates, I'll go down that lane. Jalen might come in and say, I got 5 lanes to win this football game, right? There's just a little bit more optionality there because of the player's skill set. And we've talked about how dual threat quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. And Jalen really broke that mold now. And like now I kind of feel like the top got blown off that thing. And if you look at the dual threats that are actually a threat in this league to go and win a Super Bowl, I think whole package, Jalen has more than all. Jalen,
I don't think Jalen blew the door off it. I think Howie did. I think Howie showed you how to build.
Well, look at the top. Look at the top like 10 quarterbacks, though.
I think Howie showed you how to build the championship team around a dual threat.
Oh, there's no doubt Howie deserves
where everyone didn't know how to build a championship team around a dual threat guy. All those guys like Michael Vick and all them dudes, like Cam Newton, they all got beat up too soon. Why? Because they didn't build championship football teams around them. You got to have the right guy in the room.
Howie definitely helped. There's no doubt about that. But I do think, I do think football.
Like Jalen's not going to succeed in New York with the Jets. He's just not.
No, but I do think like even at large, though, football's changing, Sills. Like look at the picks in the draft.
Well, and also because of free agency.
I mean, wait a second. Even the first round white guy at quarterback is a fucking dual threat. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is the era that we're in right now. We are at the
league is
more dual threat every year.
Jackson Dart's a dual threat.
That's what I'm saying. That's the guy I was talking about. I mean, even the white guy in the first round is a damn dual threat. It's almost
Herm
like
Edwards
dual threat now.
Herm Edwards is going to join us in a couple minutes here. By the way, also, please hit the like button here. Xander, let's do these supers here, brother.
Yeah, let's rattle them because I don't want to take away Herm's time. Abe says Jalen has won his entire career, high school, college, NFL. He's seen it all by now. He wants to figure out the best way to win in the most efficient way. I agree.
You know what? I'll tell you something when you say that, though, Abe. Isn't it funny? Nick Saban didn't see it that way. Nick Saban didn't see that that kid saw the game. You know why? He didn't have to because he had a first-round quarterback sitting behind him that he wanted to have.
Yeah, but I'll point to one thing to dismiss what you say.
Okay. They got better.
In the micro, I agree. Yeah. Right? He didn't view Jalen like that in that year. But if you look at Saban's career in Alabama, when he won his first national championship to when he won his last national championship,
okay.
And I'm sure you get this because you're a college football guy like me, how much did the formula change? Dude, he won a national championship with A.J. McCarron and Jake Coker and Blake Sims.
But like he didn't think Jalen was.
I know that. I agree with you in the intro, in that year, right? Yeah. In the micro, in that year for when Jalen was there. But at large, Saban really shifted his approach to win.
Yes.
He really did. And then at the end, it was Bryce Young, it was the Heisman candidate.
Maybe Jalen changed his opinion of how he started performing.
Well, Jalen was the first quarterback that was like a lot different than what Saban was used to. Because even coming in that year, I think Blake Barnett was supposed to be the starter that year, and then that guy got another guy that fell victim to Jalen's mentality. Surgical, what's up, Surgical? Jalen's the general of this offense. Barkley's success comes off of Hurts. Also, yesterday you said Vic didn't change the culture, then went from worst to best in tackling. Well, Vic didn't. Vic altered the culture in a positive way, but Vic did not set the culture. No way.
No, absolutely not. The culture's been here since Andy Reid.
Yeah, he
Okay,
didn't.
I mean,
I do think the tackling thing, the linebacker thing is definitely big with Vic.
because
For
I
sure.
think they got a better coaching staff this year or the last 2 years. This is the best coaching staff on defense that the Eagles have had since the 80s, since the 90s. You can go with with Buddy's guys, with all them great.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher was on the assistant coaching staff of that team.
I like that picture that Surgical's got. It's that strip sack of Brady. Speaking
Cool.
of,
I like it.
Valencia checks in. Can't be great without the greatness of others, big silly. That's that Nick Sirianni talk right there, baby.
Oh, yeah,
Put
that's
it on the ring, baby.
That's the
Put it
ring
on
thing.
the
It
ring.
pops out, right? You hit the fucking thing and pops out there. There it
JD
is.
says, holy shit, me and Big Sills have the same birthday. Only real gangsters can be born on the 3rd.
How you JD3's got the same B-Day as Big Sills.
JD3, there ain't nothing gangster about you, my dude. Come on, man. Come on.
JD3, don't worry. I'm not like John, man. You can send me anything you fucking want. I love birthdays. How you doing?
Oh, my God. This guy's like a birthday boy.
Oh, I am.
Oh, we already got this. How cool is that? Devin working on the stadium, put his name up top. Devin, I hope wait, Devin, you better have carved in Fly Eagles Fly. I mean, if you're on top of the stadium and you can write in your name, you better write in Go Birds, Fly Eagles Fly. Give me something.
Holy shit. Can you
Give
imagine?
them bad juju so they never win in that stadium.
So wait a minute, dog. So he's at the top of the stadium and he puts in a Jalen Hurts jersey at the top.
And then when they make the
fills it in
Super
with
Bowl in
cement.
Buffalo, whenever that is in 10 years, Jalen's going to go and win the Super Bowl there, all because Devin Shanahan carved Go Birds into the top.
I love it. So, hey, didn't they do that at Yankee Stadium?
I don't know.
Wait, get this. So the guys were making it. There was a Boston Red Sox fan. You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
So he takes a Boston Red Sox Big Poppy jersey. He fucking pours it where the home team sits in the dugout. Fucking Steinbrenner found out they did that. They made that guy dig that shit up and get that fucking jersey out of there because that guy put that jersey in there.
When JAKIB goes big time, and I'm going to build a house from scratch because all these houses on the market, they all suck. I want to build it my way. And I'm gonna carve some shit into the pavement under that house, baby. I've always wanted to do that. Lay the foundation of something that will never change and cannot and will not be altered. And then I will own that turf long into the future, well into when I'm 6 feet under. How cool, how dope would that be?
Absolutely, man.
Gangsters stopped wearing Kangos in the 80s. JD3, I defy all odds and do not look at the trends of society, my friend. I do not care.
I have to tell you one thing before we go to Herm Edwards. Look at my little background. Wait till you see Herm's
all I see is a shitty, ugly cowboy helmet.
The bad cowboy, my bad cowboy helmet.
That's all I see, man, is the cowboy helmet.
You know what? I thought, look at, I got my jersey there from the Canes. I got Jerome's jersey back there. I got my uncle's Robustelli. I got the helmets I wore. There's my Catholic High helmet I wore in high school.
I love the Catholic High helmet.
And in my Bucks and all that. And Herm's got footballs from player coaching and everything. I mean,
he one-upped you, Sills.
Dude, what up? You mean 50 up to me?
Yeah, 50 up.
I saw him yesterday on with ESPN too. And he was talking about some of the teams in the NFL. So without further ado, brother, awesome.
Thank you, Sills. I appreciate it.
You got to go normal in the morning, right?
Yes, sir. Back to normal in the morning for the next couple of days. Appreciate you, Sills. Have a good one with Herman.
You got it, man. Don't forget tomorrow, Angelo Cataldi will join us too. And then, guys, we got Chris Sims going to be with us on Friday. So we're looking forward to it. As I said, so player, coach, analyst. What's Herm best at? I'm going to say coach. You know why? He has more impact with players and people's lives because he touches people. And a great coach, you know what they do? They leave their hand on your shoulder a little bit longer. And you know what that means? They're trying to connect with you on being a man as you move into life. Some coaches just touch you and they don't really say anything to you. Some coaches leave a lasting impression with you. That's what you hear Jaden Daniels talking about. Let's bring our friend in here. Enough glazing. I love the guy. And I love the fact that he comes on our program, and here he is right here. Coach Edwards, how you doing?
I am well, my friend. Thanks for allowing me to be on. You have quite a collection. it's kind of funny when you're talking about collections. I'm looking up at that old Buck helmet, and I can remember when we went to Tampa Bay, and after the first year, there was a big uproar about changing the uniforms, and I really kind of like the orange. I like the old Buccaneers.
I like the creamsicles. I mean,
but
I do, Coach. I like the creamsicles. They're gonna bring him back for the first game, first home game. That's gonna be against the Jets. Game 3, they're gonna have them. I like also too. I see Denver's gonna have the old school. So there's some teams that are gonna be bringing back some of the old school stuff here, and I love it, man. I really do, Coach. Let me start here with Jalen. Why is there so much debate on him when we talk about? Again, Coach, you and I will probably look at lists and go, okay, look at the guy's record, look at the guy's resume, what have you. Why is there you got some people over here with him, you got people over here with him. How do you see Jalen Hurts?
I see him as a great first of all, ambassador for the game of football, how he goes about his work. He's the ultimate professional football player. Look, his father was a coach. He gets it. He gets it. He knows how it's supposed to look, right? He's a guy that's not out there promoting himself, looking for credit for playing quarterback. He just plays the position. I think, when people look at the quarterback in today's world, they look at, how does he throw the ball? How many touchdown passes did he throw? No, can he win? And that's what he does. He wins. I mean, this team's been to the Super Bowl a couple of times now.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Last time I checked, right? And so I just think, he's above all that. He doesn't worry about that. He's the ultimate team guy. I mean, and he is a winning quarterback that can take you to the Super Bowl, and he's done it.
Herm, here's my issue though with some of the comments that people make about it. Okay, so Coach, do you not agree that organizations let quarterbacks down? Not so much quarterbacks let those organizations down. Let me go here with this. Joe Burrow can't help that the Cincinnati Bengals don't want to spend money with Trey Hendrickson and build that defense up. I mean, what was Buffalo prior to Josh Allen showing up? I mean, here's another example, Coach. Saquon Barkley, second pick overall by the New York Giants. Was a good career, wasn't a great one. Why? Well, the Giants weren't really building a good team around the guy. O-line wasn't good. Quarterback was suspect. The GM made bad moves. Dave Gettleman. I mean, Baker Mayfield goes from Cleveland to the Bucs. And now look at him. He's maybe a $60 million a year. How much of that is on the backs of the organizations that these quarterbacks are asked to have to do much? Whereas Jalen, you got a great football team and a great general manager that's building a team around him.
There's no doubt. And it's funny you mentioned, obviously, Baker Mayfield. I was talking to somebody today. I said, do you realize Baker Mayfield, he threw 41 touchdown passes.
Incredible.
And they said, what did you just say, Coach? 41. He threw 41 touchdown passes. So let's just stop and think about that, right? And this Buck team, they're always in it. I get the South is the South. Okay, it's not the strongest division. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a legitimate playoff team. You don't want to play them. They're a hard out. They got a quarterback that, you're right, drafted by Cleveland, and we don't want to get into Cleveland. Cleveland has 6 quarterbacks. I mean, they have so many. They don't have, the quarterback room's not big enough. They're busting out walls trying to get a bigger quarterback room, right?
Right on.
I'm hoping they find the guy, but we'll see. But you're right. I mean, we judge quarterbacks in this sense. Can he get us to where we need to go, right? And we live in this world now. If the guy is not a prolific passer, he's no good. Look, back in the day, our era, the running game was what you did. You didn't worry about the quarterback. Quarterback just kind of managed the game, throw a couple touchdown passes. But now it's, can he pass us to a Super Bowl? No. Can the guy win? Can he win? Baker Mayfield is a prime example of that. He goes to Tampa, kind of discarded him, right? Jared Goff, where'd he go? Detroit, kind of discarded him. And all of a sudden, these guys have kind of found their sea legs, and they're talented players. They were first-round picks. There's a reason they were first-round picks. but they're in systems where they can flourish.
Absolutely, Coach. Coach, help me out on this. I played for Jerry, and I know the circus. I know that, he'll tell you, like he said today, I bought the Cowboys on a handshake from Bum Bright. This is how I do business. And I know that he takes players aside going, hey, look, we really like you. We're going to do this. We're going to try to extend you here, because Jerry likes to wear all of that. Now, obviously, this stuff has become very public here. What's your take on the Cowboys right now and how they're handling the Michael Parsons situation?
Well, here's the Cowboys. Right, wrong, or different, Jerry is a salesman. He promotes
Barnum.
He promotes the Cowboys. You can't go on radio. I go on the Worldwide Leader, any station, and the Cowboys are always in the news. They stay in the news. He's a great marketer. He gets it. Everybody talks about the Cowboys every day, and it doesn't matter their record. They're going to talk about the Cowboys. We just talk about the Cowboys. When I go back to the Worldwide Leader, I'm going this weekend. And as soon as I walk in, I'm going, when are we going to talk about the Cowboys? Because we're going to talk about them, right? Now it's Parsons. And I'm sitting here going, do you guys think Jerry's going to let this guy walk?
No way.
He ain't walking. He's not walking. But here's where Jerry's frustration comes in. As much as we, talk about Jerry and the Cowboys, his frustration is here. And I kind of agree a little bit. He pays his star players. Dan, you look in playoff competition, look at the star players' numbers.
Yep.
Not very good.
Yep. And
this is why in the playoffs, they go home early. Their star players don't have, Parsons, even you look at him in playoffs, sacks, quarterback hits.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, you look at all the stars, and I'm going, guys, you got to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's why you make all the money, to win playoff games.
That's right. Absolutely. Okay, I want you to tell people in Philadelphia this. Why won't Jaden Daniels have a sophomore slump year?
Well, first of all, I credit Cliff Kingsbury, his OC. See, Cliff was in Arizona when I was at Arizona State.
Oh.
He saw Jaden play every game.
I didn't realize. That's right.
So when they drafted him, I started laughing. I said, they got the right guy. You got the right guy. Cliff Kingsbury played for me at one time with the Jets. Right? When we ran out of all those quarterbacks, I brought him up, and he was like, we had 5 quarterbacks.
He's a Texas Tech guy.
Texas Tech, right? Guns up, Texas Tech, guns up. And so Cliff, when he went there, and I can remember, visiting with him, and they asked me, what about Jaden? I said, if he's sitting there, you better pick him. Just pick him. And Cliff knows how to build this offense around Jaden's skill set. Jaden's smart. He's not satisfied with what he did last year. I'm just telling you, I've been around the kid. Kid played, I had him since he was 17 years old. He played for me, before he went to LSU. And when I left, he went to LSU. But will the numbers be the same? I don't know that. But I do know this. He's looking to have a better year. He's excited about this season. He hears all the noise. He don't pay attention, but he hears it. And he's like, hey, man, this is how we play. I talked to him. Last year, I talked to him almost every Saturday before he played. And he's just very calm. He has a way of going about things. The game is not too big for him. He can hear all the noise about we all went through it. You went through it. I went through it. That second year is always the toughest year.
Absolutely.
And people don't realize, because you put so much pressure on yourself as a player. You do, because you want to do better than you did last year. I can remember that my first year. I played, I started, my second year, boy. And finally, Dick Vermeil walked up to me about the 4th game. He said, you just got to relax. Just play. Don't try to do too much. Let the game come to you. And I'm pretty sure Jaden will be excited about playing. Look, expectations are out of the roof for this Washington team, right? And he knows that. But at the end, just play within your skill set, and he'll be fine.
Do you think he's a top 5 quarterback now?
Oh.
Hopefully we get Coach back here.
He's played 1 year. Top 5, close. You say top 10, yes. Top 5,
Wow.
Top 5. Because you don't want to
yeah,
I want to put him there, but I'm like, wait a minute. There's Josh Allen, there's Mahomes, there's Joe Burrow, there's some guys, look. So, but is he a winning quarterback? Is he your franchise quarterback? Yeah. Can you win a Super Bowl with him? Yeah.
Coach, I got the Washington Commanders winning the East this year.
They might.
I mean,
they beat the Eagles. That's the only Eagle loss in the division was against those guys.
I like Adam Peters. I think they've done a nice job in upgrading. People would say that they're too old, some of the players, but I think Tunsil, man, I still think he's a top 5, top 6 tackle in the game, and that was one of the weak spots.
Yeah, look, and the thing about Jaden, and I used to tell him this when I had him, when it goes bad, when a play is when it's breaking down, make it right. That's what you tell great players, make it right.
Absolutely.
I tell the guys on defense, great defensive players, you're a great defensive player. Hey, man, I put you in a bad call, make it right. Just make it right.
I love how you do it. Couple questions here, 2 last questions here for you. Coach, what are you expecting in Pittsburgh with Rodgers?
Well, the Rodgers is there for one reason, to win playoff games.
Right, Coach, Tomlin is going to win 9 games, whether it's
every year. He's going to win 9 or 10 games every year. He's about to break the Pittsburgh Steelers win record.
That's
right?
crazy.
No one even would have thought that would ever happen.
Never.
Right? And he's about to do that. So he can win 10 games. He can get in the playoffs. Problem they have, they're in a pretty good division.
Yep.
Right? With the Ravens, with Cincinnati. All right. Cleveland's trying to figure out. In Pittsburgh. So Aaron Rodgers is there when they get into the playoffs. That's when it really counts. Aaron Rodgers, you got to play big, man. And Aaron Rodgers wants to end his career playing in playoff games, trying to get back to a Super Bowl. That's why he went to Pittsburgh.
I like that, Coach. Finally here, the Rams. How much of a threat do you think the Rams are to the Eagles in the NFC this year?
They're a threat. Matthew Stafford, boy, I tell you what now. Woo. 15th season. Look, his clock's ticking too.
Yep.
His window's about to run out. He knows it. But this offense is dynamic. You worry about the back end of their defense some, the secondary at times,
Yep.
But other than that, they're a solid football team. I mean, they know how to win. They got a veteran quarterback. Matthew Stafford, 4th quarter comebacks. He's one of the best that's ever played the game, right? He 4th quarter doesn't. He's like a Captain America, Tom Brady. 4th quarter, give me the ball. Joe Montana, 4th quarter, give me the ball.
Coach, finally. Coach, let me do this last one here. Did you enjoy coaching more, or did you enjoy coaching more or playing?
Not even close. Playing. Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. I tell guys all the time. Hey man, if I can return, I'm coming back as a player. It's not even close. I mean, I love coaching. I love developing players. I loved all that. But at the end of the day, man, I want to get my feet in the dirt, man, and go play. I want to play, man. You know that. There ain't nothing like playing.
With you, man.
It ain't even close. It's not even close.
People asked me the other day, they go, do you enjoy doing what you're doing for the last 30 years in broadcasting?
Yeah.
Versus what? The 7 years I played pro ball? And they go like this. I go, give me a cane and let me have my limp, and I'll go back and do that thing all over again. I have no problem with it.
People don't realize, how blessed we were. Oh. Now, you were talented enough, and God gave me a little bit of talent, and we didn't waste it. And we were able to do something that people dream about doing when you're a kid, playing sandlot football and watching it. I'm going to be every kid thinks, I'm going to be a pro. And you realize it's very difficult, right? Yeah. And for you to do it as long as you did, and I was fortunate to do it as long as I did, 10 seasons, it's like people don't realize, man, you know what's great about football? This is the greatest thing about football. I say it all the time. It's the huddle.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting in the huddle with your teammates, man.
Absolutely.
Right? You look at those guys. They're from all different walks of life. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You walk in the huddle, and you know what? It's like us 11 guys, man. Come on. And you don't want to let those guys down. People don't realize I missed the huddle.
Hey.
I remember when I was coaching, when I started coaching, when I was an assistant coach, starting Kansas City, whatever, I'd make sure every day, I was an assistant coach, and the players just say, Herm, why do you always come in the huddle? I said, I just want to feel it, man.
Hey.
I just want to feel the huddle.
Hey, I you know what? My huddles were so great. And get this, not the game huddles, but the practice huddles when everyone's in there. And coach, we're Jimmy Johnson's here, Dave Wanstad's here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I got my head down. We're in a practice. And all of a sudden, you hear Jimmy. Jimmy walks in and goes, smells like a brewery in here. And I'm going like, that's him.
Right. It's
but
the huddle.
That stuff or that in the locker room too, Coach?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I tell people all the time, I'm fortunate enough to go out and do some public speaking at times in corporate things. And I say, you know what? The thing about life is like football in this sense. Who's in your huddle?
Yeah. Pick
the right people to be in your huddle.
No matter what the job is.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Who's in your huddle? That's all I want to know. When you look at someone's huddle, you can say, okay. Tells a lot about a person. Who do you allow in the huddle?
That's great. Coach, you're on Saturday on ESPN?
Yeah, I'm leaving out of here tomorrow to California. I'm Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man. They're getting ready to work me.
Let's go. That's right. Big games this weekend. Coach, I love you very much. Thank you for doing this always. You are so kind to me every single time you get an opportunity, you do it. Thank you very much.
God bless, brother. Anytime. You know that. See you later.
Thank you, Coach. That is
All
Coach Herm Edwards, man. Man, do I love having him on the program. He's such a great guy. It really is true. It's about the huddle. Who do you have in your huddle? What kind of people do you have to surround yourself? That you know what? That's funny that he said that, because I got very select few people in my huddle. By the way, Xander's in my huddle. He is. I got very few people in that huddle in my life. My aunt's in it. My daughter, my wife, they're in it. I've got very few folks in my huddle. I keep it that way, though. I don't want too many opinions. I want the right opinions. That's how I look, and that's how I've always done it. I mean, to me, that's how you're supposed to do it. All right, guys, let's pay some bills here. Guys have been great. Please hit that like button. Do me a favor, guys. Make sure you check out the #1 injury law firm in all of America, and that is Morgan & Morgan. No doubt about it. With over $30 billion recovered for families across the country, the #1 thing they do is what? They defend families who have been injured. It's why they're the #1 injury law firm in the world. Not just America, but in the world. Folks, for more, go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sil sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Your financial future is on the line. Are you ready for what's next? At Leone & Company Wealth Management, we help young professionals, business owners, and pre-retirees navigate the complexities of building and protecting wealth. For young professionals, we'll help you grow your wealth, plan for your future, and make the most of your hard-earned dollars. For business owners, we provide strategies to protect your company, manage risks, and create a lasting legacy for both your business and personal wealth. For pre-retirees, we'll design a plan to secure your retirement, ensuring you can live comfortably and confidently in your next chapter. Whether you're just starting out, managing a thriving business, or preparing for retirement, we're here to help you take control of your financial future. The first consultation is on us. Get the advice you need without the cost. Let's make your financial vision a reality. Take the next step. Scan the QR code to schedule your free consultation today. And of course, go Birds.
They're carving them up and good play calling along the way. First and goal at the 6.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Okay. Okay. Hey, I really appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. They're all good there.
No, you need me to cover you for a minute?
Yeah. Hey, Big
You're
Z.
good. You're good. Sil's got to handle some business right now. He's got some stuff going on. So I don't know what's going on my camera. What the heck's going on my camera? My bad. I didn't see his private message when I was in the break. What the heck's going on with this camera? Is it better now? It's better now. All right, everybody, what's going on? Date number 10 wrap. Preseason game tomorrow. I don't know what we want to see in tomorrow night's game. I was just playing with my dog. He scratched my damn face. But, yeah, Sil's dealing with some personal stuff, so we'll let him kind of knock that out for a little bit. Good stuff from Herm Edwards. Sil, just hit me in the chat when you're good, brother. If you're good. You're good? I'll bring him right back. Oh, no. You're good. Yeah, so Sil's we'll get him back up. But who are we most excited to see tomorrow in the preseason game for the Eagles? It might be Tanner McKee. It might be Tanner McManning. All right? Or McBrady, whatever the hell you guys call him. Whatever is going on. Ringo's a good one, Abe. I think Ringo is a good option. It's a good person to be watching tomorrow. And I think I think Joe Burrow is going to play tomorrow. So that's going to be a real test for them being able to, obviously they're going to come out and probably target. Hopefully they target Ringo. I want to see what he's made of. If Jamar Chase is out there and Joe Burrow's out there, it could be a little bit of an issue for Keely Ringo. All right. It could be a little bit of an issue for Keely Ringo. All right. So we will see, but I'm looking forward to what is the game on tomorrow night. Let me look that up. Eagles preseason game. Gunza says Shanderick Powell. I like it. So Philadelphia says Joe Burrow is only playing one series. Philadelphia, here's the question. How long will the series be, Philadelphia? Is it 3 plays? Is it a 3 and out? Or does he slowly, methodically march down the field for a 12-play, 70-yard, 8-minute drive? That could be the issue. All right? That could be the issue. All right? Philadelphia, I don't know how long you think that drive is going to be. So, 3. Killa's got a 3 and out. Ringo, baby. Ringo Island. Oh, my goodness. Ringo Island. Philadelphia's got Ringo Island. I want to see Makuba, but he ain't going to play. Yeah, are you guys really confident Makuba? Since this is the National Football Show, so I can channel a little bit of my inner Sileo, my inner doubts. You guys, do you really think Andrew McCool is going to be that guy this year? Do you really think that? Because I am not optimistic on that player. I'm not talking about future. I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about 2025 to go back and repeat as champs. What is the confidence level that the fans hold for Andrew McCuba? What is the confidence level? Yeah, so Sileo's got some stuff he's dealing with. All right, let me bring you up. Sills, you want to just – you're good, brother. Whatever you got to do, Sills, you good. I'll bring him up real quick.
Guys, listen, we got a little bit of issues here that we got to take care of. And, hey, listen, I appreciate you guys very much. Big Z, thank you again here, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, man, I tell you what, just like this, you got to keep punching there. You got to keep going around here.
No, some say it's a Sileo thing. I don't know.
You know what it is? Can you believe it, Dad? Yes, I can believe it because it's the Sileos.
We are a family business, Big Sills. When family calls, we answer. So you, brother, go handle that, and we'll catch you tomorrow. All right, brother?
You got it. Thank you guys very much. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I love all of you. Big Z, thank you, my friend.
All right, dude. I'll see you later. All right, Big Sills. I'm going to do a couple more minutes here, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. I don't want to be – this is the National Football Show, so I don't want to take over and be that guy. Yeah, but, yeah, Sills has some family stuff today, so I do want to give him the space to be able to handle that. Nothing crazy. Nothing. He's good, but, you know, he's the father. He's the father and a husband before he's a talk show host, okay? A father and a husband first. So he's gonna handle that. All good on that front. I'll take a couple more comments on the preseason game because that's where my sights are right now. Hope everything goes well with Big Sills, but he will handle the business. I'm sure he will. Killa Delph says, that's why I want to see my young guys give Burrow that 3 and out. All right, Killa. You're a little more optimistic on that than me. You know, Joe Burrow might come in there tomorrow and teach them young dudes a lesson. Welcome to the NFL, Keely Ringo. Welcome to the NFL, Keely Ringo. We'll see how it all shakes out. But 3-hour show tonight. I want to tell you guys this real quick, because it's not Xander time. But how about this? You know, I asked yesterday any of my any business owners in the chat. I'll ask you again on the National Football Show. Any business owners in the chat. So I had an interaction today, and I just want to give a little shout out to these guys because, one, I've been a hustler since I was a child, all right? Started selling lemonade on the street when you're 5 or whatever. You know, in high school, you're shaking and baking, doing what you got to do. That will stay left on the non-disclosed. And then you start business at 17, 18, 19. You failed the first business, and then here we go. You know, got into JAKIB when I was, 20 years old, and now we've had success with it. It's been my most successful venture to date. So I'm outside today, and these 2 youngsters walk up on me, and they give me this pamphlet. They give me an offer for 50%, and they want to detail the vet. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Detail the vet. And he said, I'll give you 50% off on the first detail, not 25. And I'm like, now listen, fella, I love the hustle. And these are high school kids, 17 years old, and I think 16 years old. So I said, listen here, young fella, I like the hustle, but I'm particular about what goes on that car. So now, Leon, don't worry, Leon. Look at Leon. Look at the pessimist in Leon. He says, fuck no, I don't trust them. Come on, man. Leon. No, I talked to them. They were good. They were good, man. I'm gonna give them the business because I love a hustler, Leon. All right. It was people like that allowed me to keep being an entrepreneur, kind of. You know, people trust you, people put their money where their mouth is, and they so look, I respect it. I respect it. It's a good flyer. This is no loose leaf here, Sig Lord. This is like a heftier construction paper, but it's pretty good looking too. There you go. There's their number. So I texted them. I just shot him a text, you know, and I said, yo, it's Xander. Let's schedule this detailing. So I'm excited. I'll give him the business, but I wanted to show you guys that. I meant to show you on my segment that it was Sileo, but I didn't. But all right, before I go, the one name that you're watching tomorrow, whether you watch the first quarter or the full game, I'll watch the full game, obviously. But if you're a first quarter watcher and that's it, who do you want to see? I'm surprised I haven't seen any Tanner McKee. I'm surprised I haven't seen any Tanner McKee. Ringo's slow. Leon's been tough on Ringo. Xander, you think Campbell's playing? I would assume he would play. When someone hands me a flyer, it's like, here, you throw this away. Come on, Ryan, why does that not surprise me? I got my own business, Ryan, so I can respect a hustle, man. I respect the hustle. I understand that the majority of people you hand flyers to are like that, but I am not going to be that guy. I respect the hustle, the time, the effort, and the money that gets put into things like that. So, Sidney Brown. All right, that's a good name, Big Easy. I don't know how much he'll play, but I like that name. McKee going to cook, no question. No doubt about it. Sell him ads on JAKIB. Good idea, Siglord. That's a good idea. That's a good. Give him the work. I will. All right. Vistaprint. That might be a Vistaprint. Gotta love the work ethic as a high. Exactly, Jim. Thank you, Jim, for seeing it like I saw it. I said, you guys keep this up. You'll be successful, is what I told them. Keep grinding. All right. Philadelphia says, I want to see how explosive Jahad Campbell plays. All right. I like that, Philadelphia. That's pretty good. I think Jahad Campbell will be a player out there. We'll see what he can do. We will see what he can do. Samuel, great comment. He says, Xander, I love that you're willing to bet on people because that's how greatness happens. Facts, Samuel. I remember what it was like, Samuel, to be dreaming of making it one day in your own business, but you don't got a fucking dollar in your pocket and you're trying to figure out how to make it work, trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out what avenue to pursue, trying to figure out how to make a sale, how to make how to bring a client, how to do good work. It's a learning process, man. Starting your own business is not for the weak, no doubt. Jahad Campbell will start. We'll see what happens. Elijah Cook's a 1-yard highlight touchdown. We'll see. Ojulari and Uche. Uche is looking good. Who remembers the bold prediction by your boy Z on Joshua Uche? Who remembers it? Come on, man. Uche right now, the early returns are good on Joshua Uche, no doubt about it. Jahad Campbell will start in preseason week 1. We will see. Yeah, Jack. Jack is a business owner. He's got a dispensary, I think, out in either Oregon or Washington. I forget which one, Jack. But shout out, man. Shout out to you, no doubt. Best dollar store signing. Yeah, yeah. I remember Xander. Thank you, Abe. Jalix Hunt's a good one. That's a good one, Samuel. It's a good one. I'm curious to see what he can do. He's been a little bit of that camp darling, So what can he do on the field? Brian says, I love JAKIB. Brian, I love you too, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you really very much for that. I appreciate that very much. So pretty dope. Let's see what we got here. All right, everybody, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you guys send Sills a note. I think he's all good, but, you just got to, again, he's a father and he's a husband, but long before he is a talk show host. So when things come up, that's a rule at JAKIB. We're a family business. If you got something with your family, with your daughter, with your wife, with your kids, anything, you go and handle that. All right, you go and handle that. That's how we approach things. So, good. I hope Sills gets all that stuff knocked out. I'll hear from him a little bit later on and see if everything's going all right. So I'll reach out to him and see if everything's good. But appreciate everybody for being here, man. Thank you all. I'm gonna have tons of content still tonight. So if you're upset about the last hour not happening, which I'm upset about, I apologize. Obviously we're upset, but we want Sills to handle what he's got to handle first. We're going to have tons of content. I'm going to post up the segment with Herm. I'm going to post up the segment with me and Sills. And then I'll also post up as well the segment from BLG on this morning. He's been at practice every day, so I'll post that segment up as well. So we'll have 3 good videos coming tonight for you guys on the channel, for those who missed it, for those who didn't see them, or for those who are looking for more content and maybe didn't consume all that. So still plenty of content to come. And then if you want to venture over and you're interested in the detail, go check out the car on ZK's Garage. Appreciate all of you guys. Love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for making this business possible. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you next time, everybody.